What is going on, everybody? JT Best Ball here. You guys know what time it is. It's time for the nightcap. We have one of my favorite guests on, Mr. Hoohames. The Who crew is here in full effect. We're going to try to fill up a sprint. We're going to talk some ball. So if you guys are interested in the sprint at all, go ahead and jump in it with us. It's a fun tournament.
I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day. I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no, I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say,
Mr. Hoohames, how you doing tonight, sir?
We're good. We're good. We had a 3 hour stream earlier. And
My
we're
man putting in overtime, 3 hours on his. Now he's on
oh
here
yeah,
for a few hours. Love it, love it, love it. Let's do it like this. I am going to go ahead and jump right on into the sprint because we know sometimes they take a little bit to fill, and I would like to get one. There's no need to count it down. It's a sprint. If you guys want to hop in it, we're going to wait on
eight.
8 people. We're going to wait a little bit, see if some of you guys want to jump in it with us, see if we can't get other people to jump in.
It was the
JT, you need
22nd,
a
correct?
cowboy hat. Yes, 22nd. I'm not really a cowboy hat, my man. You know, we got the nice shiny dome and we'll let it rock. Good to see you though, Bendels. What's up, Dirty P? Who's going to be in the kitchen? Let's get to cooking. Yeah, we're going to cook up a sprint. We're going to talk a little bit of ball while we wait on it. One thing I wanted to talk about with you, how are you on the Saints? So, like, if you remember, I don't know, because you were one of the first people I started talking to when I first started streaming. So you might remember, but like, back when I was still on DraftKings and over there, I wasn't as into the elite quarterbacks as I am here. And I was drafting a lot of Tyler Shuck as a third quarterback. And honestly, since I moved over to DraftKings, I'd have to go look at my percentages, but it's almost non existent. I haven't really been drafting much of him, partly because I'm so much into the elite quarterbacks on underdog. And when I do take an elite quarterback, generally I like to go with just two of them. So I want my second one to obviously be way better. But I was thinking about it, and it's like I think I do want to back off of the elite quarterbacks some because I have been going real heavy on them. And when you do a three quarterback team that's not an elite quarterback team, then I do think, Shuck is a good play. There's always a my thing is how much is he going to play, right? But then I was thinking about it today actually, and I was like, well, you know what? There's just really no reason why the Saints would play Rattler. I mean, they're not going to be that good. Now, sure, Rattler may start a week or two, but they're really not going to be that good. They just hired a new coach, so he's probably got at least 2 years with that particular team. They're not really realistically expecting him to come in and compete year one. A lot of people think they're going to be tanking for, my Texas boy, Manning, in the draft. A lot of people think he's going to be one and done. So it's like they really have no reason other than to play Shook and see what they got in him. So maybe he's
Yeah,
like a long term, answer as a backup, if nothing else.
yeah. I'm semi in on Chuck as a last round pick. I personally think he's going to start just the entire season. Apparently, the deal got done today, and I believe it's like fully guaranteed. But I'm not positive on that. So the so today on my stream, I went over the Mike Clay projections, which it's just a projection, right? Like, but
Mm-hmm.
he had Shuck starting 11 games and Rattler starting six, which is kind of what you're saying, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, but no, I think like they're gonna have yards. They don't have a lot of good players on offense either. So like Shaheed and Alave are gonna get pelted with targets and Kamara. And then like it's Kendre Miller, Edward Hilaire, Devin Neal, who visibly looked slow in those videos. And after Shaheed, it's Brandon Cook. Like they brought in Brandon Cook, so like it's not like they're absolutely trying to tank. Like he's a veteran, right?
Yes.
They may end up tanking on purpose, but I don't think that move means that. And then Jawan Johnson like is solid, but I mean overall like they don't really have a lot of talent and they're in cap hell, right?
Yeah, yeah, and that's now I will say I missed that part of your projections, and I haven't looked over Clay stuff recently, but I lean more like you. I think like either he starts from day one, if or worst case, okay, maybe 3 or 4 games. Maybe they throw Rattler out there. It's probably not going to be good, and then game 3 or 4 or something, they move on to him, and it's just like I'm starting to like think I want to here and there dabble some more with him as that third quarterback in the end because I like Shaheed as a spike week player. I really
Yeah.
do. Johnson's one of the guys that, is in that group of those late tight ends that we like. I think Olave is a really good value where he's at in the draft if you're looking for a receiver there. And it's like yeah, they have Kamara, but even probably how Kamara plays the best on this particular Saints team is catching the ball from Shuck, right? Because like their defense is not going to be good. So it's not like that we expect them to be winning a lot of games and just running the rock, right? Like realistically, they're probably going to be playing catch up, playing from behind, and having to throw a lot. So I don't know. It was just something I was thinking about today because I had kinda not really been taking him at all. I'm actually
I well so like I on teams that I feel like I'm done, like because some teams it feels like after 16 picks, like you're like, I really like this team. And like you're sitting there with like Caleb Williams and Dak Prescott, which is enough, but if you want a third quarterback and you have your 5 running backs that look good and your 7 wide receivers that look good, like you can just tack on Shuck and Jawan Jennings in the last 2 rounds and have a little stack. And if you have any Titans on your team, that's a Week 17 bring back. You just add it for free, right?
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
that's mostly whenever I would do it. Is I would just tack it on in those situations. Like I don't really go looking for Shuck whenever I have Shaheed or Olave. Like when I draft those 2 players, I personally just look at it as I. It's kind of like drafting a Devonta Smith. Like when Hurts is off the board. Like I just I'm -1 to my quarterback outs. It's how I look at it. Because
Yeah.
like it's not like you want to rely on Tyler Shuck, right? Like he can be on the team to add possibility, but like you don't want to rely on that at all. You
Yeah,
know,
no, no, for sure.
kind of like Jackson Dart or even Russell Wilson at this point. You know,
And I just looked and I only have like 1.8%, and that's probably why, because like that's one thing I was looking at this Saturday and I was like, man, like of course I've been on my Lamar thing, but I also like Jaden and I take some Allen, I take, some Hurts, and it's like one thing I haven't been doing the last 2 or 3 weeks is just passing on all of those top 5 quarterbacks and building a 3 quarterback team. I've kind of been I think quarterbacks do matter to use old uh the real ones always throwing that out there or whatever. But I
yeah,
think they do matter a lot more on underdog than the site that I used to play on. But I think I'm here for the next week or two. I want to get back to mixing in more like 3 quarterback teams. And he'd be a good, option on those type of teams for sure. And then
yeah,
another thing I wanted to touch in on with you, and I think I commented it during. I caught part of your stream earlier today, and then I got busy and had to go. But so I said this on my stream last night, and it's kind of how I've been drafting it, even now that this ADP is settled more. But like taking injury out of it, and of course, injury is a risk with Dobbins. When I think about how I think Peyton and the Broncos are going to play this year, knowing what kind of team they have, whatever. Like, I think Dobbins finishes with more points than RJ Harvey.
No,
Is that
I've been
crazy to think, in your opinion?
I've actually been saying similar things. Like yes, he was drafted in the second round, right? Harvey.
Mm-hmm.
But going into that draft, like there was questions on like where like is he going to be drafted in the fourth? Like the lowest case was people thought maybe the fifth, right? So it's not like he's untalented, but nobody expected him to go in the second. Like the Bulls thought he would go in the third, kind of thing, right? So
Mm-hmm.
and J.K. Dobbins, like yes, he's had like you were talking about the major injury history, but man, like he was an absolute beast coming out of college as well. And last year, yes, their offensive line was really good, and apparently his efficiency wasn't great. But the Broncos' offensive line is really good as well. And
Mm-hmm.
Harvey's a rookie. We so I went over all the Mike Clay projections, and like he has them very close. Like he has RJ Hart, and I know it's just a projection, but he has Harvey 800 rushing yards, Dobbins 700, both at 5 touchdowns. The difference is Harvey has 230 more receiving yards and another 24 receptions and two more touchdowns there. So he has them pretty close. And if that's what happens, Dobbins is the better pick.
Yeah, I mean, he's
Like,
quite a bit cheaper. Yeah, and that's
yeah, it,
exactly it. Like you touched on my offensive line thing that I use, I actually have them rated as like second. And then on
yeah.
defense, I have them as a top five defense as well, you know? And so it's like, yeah, I see it playing out where like Dobbins is going to be the guy that Peyton loves because he does what he wants him to do and he doesn't screw it up and he pass
Har-
blocks and he knows where to
yeah.
be and he
Harvey
knows what
was
hole to hit.
Harvey was not a good pass blocker.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I agree. Like Hartman's right. Like it sounds like a really fair projection. Like I really do believe that like it's a very good project. Like some of the stuff he had, I'm a little iffy on, but this I think sounds very fair.
Mhm.
For
Yeah.
sure. Like Harvey being slightly better, but both of them being very involved. You know, but he does have the extra 100 yards is on he basically projected like every single player at 4 yards a carry. I think like across every board from what I'm seeing, close to it. So there is that. But man, like the thing about Harvey though is Dobbins to me doesn't have the chance, like even a sliver of a chance to get 12, 1300 yards. And if Harvey comes in and like week 3 has a massive game, like just out of the blue, uh, Sean Payton does ride the hot hand, and I could see him just taking over. Like I'm not going to be I'm not going to be at field with RJ Harvey, but I absolutely understand the bull case. Like because it just same with Travion Henderson. Like if either one of them has a really explosive game and then it follows it up with a good game, I think that they're just going to take over like 70% of the carries for that team. Assuming that either one, like, so Travion is a great pass blocker. RJ Harvey was a terrible one, so he would have to fix that. And
Mhm.
we know coaches like Sean Payton do not like people who can't pass block very well. So
Exactly.
like it is a like I think it's kind of a riskier thing, and maybe I'm wrong on the pass blocking thing, but I'm pretty sure he was one of the like lower graded pass blockers in
I've heard that somewhere else too. And
yeah
now Henderson, I'm in on Henderson. I mean,
yeah
he's not like one of my flag plant 20% guys or anything, but I'm definitely more in on him. I take very little Harvey. Um, when he was going earlier, I wasn't taking him at all. I've taken a few shares of him now when he falls from where he's at even now, but here lately in the last week or two, I'm just like, no, why? Like, there's other guys I like in his range so
I
much better, and I
I was
just think
taking
Dobbins is the better pick.
I was taking Harvey as he was going up because I felt like the community was going to steam him up to the middle of the fourth, and I had zero interest, like because remember he was going up like where George Pickens is going now for about 2 weeks. So
Yes.
I took every share I could when he fell to like the 5-6 turn. Now he's past that, but like all of those shares, like I was worried I would have zero of him. A player I don't hate RJ Harvey. Like I know people think I do because I talk negatively about like I don't think he's as talented as his draft capital. Uh and I do think that Sean Payton, like if he can't pass block, like there is a world where Sean Payton just makes him kind of sit around, but it's a lot of draft capital to mess around with too. Kind of like Pat Bryant. Like both of them have a lot of draft capital to like just not use. Like the Troy Franklin thing
Yeah.
last year, he wasn't taken until the fourth, and it was like a pick for Bo Nix instead of him. You know.
Hmm. Yeah, because what round did they take your boy Brian in again? Was it the third?
Yeah,
That's what I thought. Yeah, it's and he's a guy. Honestly, I keep going back and forth on.
I
It's like
I am
for a little bit I was drafting him, but then just the more I think about the Broncos, like I think they're gonna be a dang good team, and I think
I,
that Peyton's gonna want to just like as much as he can get
I'm
away with, run the ball.
I'm taking less of him now. But like my whole bull case for Pat Bryant is he's one of the best blocking wide receivers in the draft, and he's going to be in the goal line role. So anytime Bo Nix checks out of the run, he's going to be one of three options between
That is a very good point.
Him, and Evan Ingram. Like that's my entire bull case is that he might only get 500 yards, but I think he gets like 6 touchdowns. Like and
Hmm.
where he's being drafted now, like I think he's going to do more than that. Like I think he's going to be like 700 to 800 yards and 7-8 touchdowns. I just think that he's going to overtake Marvin Mims. He'll be the every down player instead, and like Mims will be the explosive guy that comes in, just like Franklin. I think all four of them will have with Sutton will all have some role. Um,
Well, and see, that's why I think RJ Harvey,
yeah,
will get a lot of his. Is I think he'll take over a lot of that, like shorty, screeny type pass stuff that Mims was getting some of last year.
yeah, but I do think that they will want to try to run the ball a bunch, like you're talking about, and especially in the red zone. And like the the only thing I really kind of argue with the projections here is that I think I think Dobbins should just have a couple more rushing touchdowns. Like I think 700, 800 for Harvey with five, and Dobbins 700 with five. I just feel like we're going to see Dobbins in the red zone a little more, and Harvey will be better in best ball because he's going to have the more explosive plays, and he's going to break off a 40-yard run here and there that just pad his stats and get 10 points in one play kind of thing, you know?
Yeah,
Uh,
that's fair. But I
so
see a
like,
I see a lot of 2 touchdown games with Dobbins in that offense too.
yeah, I mean,
Mm.
2 touchdowns and 40 yards is still just 16 points. So not the 16 points is bad, but like I could see a lot of that kind of stuff. Kind of like Jordan Mason. Like I really like Jordan Mason, but like the more I think about it, it's like 80 yards and 2 touchdowns is that's 20 points, right? Like that's a
Hmm.
really good week. But that's 2 touchdowns and 80 yards in a split backfield. Like
I
how
was
often are we going to get there?
no, and so like I just here I'll switch over to this tab. I just pulled up my Denver percentage for regular tournaments. And like when I say I like Dobbins, it's clearly not like, a flag plant or whatever. I actually don't draft a lot of Denver's team in general. Um, but 6%, I think that's where I want to end up is maybe closer to 8 or 9% when it's all said and done as far as Dobbins is concerned.
I am much higher on the Broncos, but I have 20% Pat Bryant, 12.9% Dobbins. I was buying Dobbins early and actually I think like so I've been tapering off my Scatterboo. Um,
Mm-hmm.
one of the reasons is because I have a hard time saying I think Scatterboo has a much higher ceiling, but I've been more into like the having five wide receivers and two running backs by then,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel pretty comfortable depending on the two running backs. Like if the two running backs are like Devon Achan and Brees Hall, like I'm perfectly fine with Scatterboo. But if those two running backs are RJ Harvey and Alvin Kamara, like I think I like Dobbins with that with the context of that more. Like I think that just because like with the draft capital kind of thing. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I think Dobbins allows you also to if you like the late rookies, like if you want a ton of Giddens, like some people I know. Uh, hey, Dog Pound's in here.
Fantasy dogs in here.
Fantasy Dog or Fantasy Dog
Mm-hmm.
Pound?
Oh yeah, that's fantasy dog pound. You're right.
Yeah,
You're
that's
right.
like I put it in his Discord. So
I didn't see the P at first.
yeah,
FK Coolers, he comes and hangs out on my stream a lot too.
yeah.
I don't
So
know if he's watching tonight, but
Coolers is in there. Go Arizona Cards is in there. We got Fantasy Dog Pound. Uh, yeah, Coolers is awesome. I think
before I
they're
start,
all.
I'm gonna run through and say what's up to everybody real quick.
Yep.
Bindles, I'm not a cowboy hat man. What's up, Hartman? Good to see you in here. Mark, I know you're probably listening at work, buddy. He'll be in town next weekend. I haven't seen my buddy in a year or so. He's coming in town for a couple days. DQ, good to see you hanging out. If you have wide receiver firepower, those 16 to 20 points is lovely. I agree. I
Oh
agree.
yeah. I'm not saying the
Coolers
16
is
to
here.
20 points is
Just
bad.
quiet.
Yeah.
Time to build a shipper for sure. So I had one more question I wanted to ask you while we wait on it to get to us. And this is just a fun one with a quick answer. Would I have Hoohames' permission? Because I did it the first time. I know how you feel about the unstacked Burrow thing. And I was in a slow draft the other day, and I was in between Chiggins and Hayes, Chiggins, Higgins and
Chick.
Chase. Chase obviously at one. Higgins was in the 3 spot, and I was in the 2 spot. I did not take Burrow until round 7 at pick 74 after the Chase drafter passed on him at the 6-7 turn.
So
Is
my
it
my
okay then?
my biggest problem with the unstacked Burrow is that he, in my opinion, he's just not worth the pick 64 unless like his if if you take out the like progressional having him go at the 4-5 turn the entire big board,
Mhm.
I think that his ADP right now would be a lot closer to where Mahomes is, like at 85 ish. Eight like I think it would be more like 76, 77.
What you
Um,
wanna do here? Neighbors, Nico? I like
I,
Nico's playoff schedule
I
myself.
like Nico's as well. Uh, Neighbors is kind of rough if I remember right.
Well,
Uh,
Washington, Minnesota,
actually,
and Vegas,
yeah, actually they're pretty good too. Like either
but
one's
the
fine.
Texans, all 3 games are in a dome essentially,
Yeah,
because they're home against Arizona and the Raiders, and then they play the Chargers.
yeah. And
We may get
I,
neighbors on the back end if we're lucky here.
I was gonna say I would actually take HN. Hold
You
on a
wanna go
second.
neighbors
Let's look at Jacksonville
or
real quick.
BTJ, or they have New
Um,
York, Denver, Indy.
yeah, go Neighbors. Go Neighbors.
He's
Or
not in
I
the
mean, or
second
we could go
round.
London, but that's fine too. Neighbors is probably
Let's go
better.
neighbors. You
Yeah.
don't get that too often.
No, no, you don't.
I'm just curious real quick.
Like Atlanta, to me, has one of the
Yeah, I don't have
best
any
playoffs.
Nico and neighbors. That's hard to get sometimes. Yes, Atlanta does.
Yeah,
And honestly, if neighbors was there for especially for a sprint, I would have went with London over BTJ myself. But I
That
just
makes
figure
sense.
like one is going to be kind of unique, right? Because like Nico and Neighbors generally are both in that first round. So yeah, there might be some other teams at the 11 and 12 spot that
Yeah.
have it, but
So like, yeah, back to the unstacked burrow thing. Like,
at 74, because I would never do it in round
I
six.
I almost pulled the trigger on an unstacked burrow at pick 82 once, just because it would be rare. Not like the problem is that like the only option you have is Yoshi Gasicki, Taj Brooks, and Jermaine Burton, right? And
Well,
Jermaine
see, my
Burton,
plan for that team, I was just about to say, is to throw Burton on as the last round pick because he goes almost undrafted and it's in
yeah,
like a puppy or something where it's more of like, a smaller time
the
box type thing.
the it like so it also depends on what contest it is. If it's in number one, if it's eliminator, yes, just take him, whatever.
Well, of
Uh,
course.
if it's um, if it's a Dalmatian, like stacking matters a lot less there because like it's a 4 of 12 than like a 1 of 5, 1 of 5. Like it's like really low advance rate, like advance numbers. So if you don't have to beat like a 1 of 10, 1 of 10, like you do in a puppy,
Hmm.
like I think that matters a lot whenever it comes to is stacking better or not, like stacking the quarterback. I think with the less aggressive structures you can get by without stacking because like you have to beat less teams. So if you see other Joe Burrow teams, like they're not always going to have Chase and Higgins on them, or like the better versions of the teams are going to be the ones with the elite receivers too. Like what world do you see Joe, like let's say Chase and Higgins both get hurt, but Joe Burrow's healthy, right? Like, and you have the dream scenario because you have Gasicki and Jermaine Burton. Do you think Joe Burrow's throwing for 4 touchdowns every game? Then,
No,
like,
he's not. I mean,
yeah,
and honestly, on a team like that where I took him, I guess to me the best case scenario would be like, okay, maybe Burton gives you a spike week or two here and
yeah,
there, and because you got a decent value on Burrow, he's just helping you with points throughout the
right,
regular season, and
yeah,
then
and
maybe he has
that's
a
fine.
quiet playoff game,
It,
but your other quarterback gets
all
you
right,
there.
Devonte Adams, absolutely. Like to me,
Yeah,
unless
that's
you
what
want
I
to
was gonna. No,
go for the Jaden Daniels stack. I like Devonte Adams over that here, but
I
that's up.
like Devontae over that, but then if
Yeah,
Daniels is there, we can just take Daniels. We don't
yeah.
necessarily
There's
need to have
actually
Terry.
something else I wouldn't mind doing uh, for a sprint, especially. Like,
Oh,
I mean,
okay. What you got?
I kind of
Daniels is gone anyways.
Kittle would be great or Evans. Like the Evans playoff schedule is awesome.
Hmm. They just have so many dang mouths to feed. Let's go, Kittle. You okay with
Yeah,
Kittle?
yeah, yeah. I Kittle was the one I kind of like the most.
Okay.
But so my entire argument on the Jacob Burrow thing is more like if he's that advance rate piece you need, like you like how so last year he only had like 4 more points I think than Baker the entire season. So Joe Burrow had 391.8 and Baker Mayfield had 383.8,
Hmm.
which was both more than Josh Allen, by the way. Um, so like, and Lamar had 440, and then number five was all the way down to 350, by the way. So like, they
Hmm.
were massively ahead, but like one of those you paid like an eighth round pick on, the other one you got like an 18th, like 16th round pick on. Uh, the opportunity cost if Burrow was a fifth round pick or a sixth round pick like he is this year, it's just a lot more, right? Like, um, and if that's not also coupled with an elite receiver, I think it's just negative for your team. Now, like the Baker thing from last year, let's say that like earlier today, I did something I never thought I would do. I had 3 quarterbacks all stacked, Uh, and then my one of my favorite players was 30 picks past ADP. That was also a stack at quarterback in Bryce Young. So I took a fourth quarterback, Bryce Young, at 185 when I had uh, Brock Purdy, Drake May, and Trevor Lawrence. But it's like
Interesting. What
I
are you
was
gonna
like,
do?
I'm not gonna let somebody else just get this. I don't know if it's the right move, but it's 30 picks of ADP value,
Hmm.
uh, and he has a rushing upside too. So like it, if Burrow had fell like an entire and at that point he had fell an entire round because his ADP is like 64, right?
Hmm.
So I don't like it, but like that's a lot better than doing it like at ADP. At least you waited till after ADP to do it. Like I think that's defensible,
Yeah, I mean, it was
right?
way in the seventh round, and
Yeah.
in fairness, I was just asking you kind of as a joke because I know how
Yeah.
totally you are against it,
Well,
and it's the first time that I've taken Burrow period unstacked, other than maybe in an eliminator,
and
or
like
of course like Superflex or
the
something.
the big problem for me is like when they do it within two or three picks of ADP, like you're not gaining anything at that
Hmm.
point because he in my opinion
We're
he should
back
be
on the
like
clock here. We can do like
yeah,
a total
yep,
Houston thing and
yep.
get mixing.
I think it's either that or Connor.
Well, the other guy has two running backs though,
Yeah,
so
let's just
he'd be
take
more
him and
likely
then
to take the top ADP. And then
yep,
if he's there, we can just go ahead and grab Connor next.
because
But
Connor
especially with
at
because
Houston, which
Harvey's AD, he is at Houston though. That is the only bad
yeah,
thing. But
but
it's
that's only
each
one.
week he could still do good
Yeah,
again. The Atlanta game and the Cincy
that's
game.
what I was gonna say. 2 of the 3 weeks he has awesome schedule, so
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think Connor is a great pick for this. And we already
Let's do
have
it then.
four. We already had three awesome wide receivers, right? Like
Yeah, I
Nico,
mean we got
Neighbors,
Adams, Nico, and
Adams,
Neighbors. We got
and
Kittle
Kittle.
holding down the
Like
tight end position.
this team is very solid, built Ford tough.
And that's part of why going just to cap off the Burrow conversation, it was like I already had a couple two running backs that I felt good with. I didn't have any quarterbacks, so I had let's see, by the seventh round, I had probably like four receivers and two running backs I liked a lot, or I don't remember if it was a tight end team or not. And so I was like, okay, why not? This one time, the chase drafter didn't do it at the 6-7 turn,
Yeah,
so why not?
yeah, and like you're like me, you're doing hundreds of drafts. Like if you want to have fun at some certain point to just do something, like you're allowed to, like even though I may be like I don't like it or it's something that I structurally wouldn't do. I didn't think I would structurally take a fourth stack quarterback, but like I've taken four quarterbacks 3 times over the last 2 weeks. Today on stream I did it purely because I got completely and utterly boxed out. I don't know if you heard that one, but like I
Mm-mm.
basically took like a Devonta Smith who like was a negative chance at having a quarterback, and then I double stacked the Vikings, and I didn't realize that the Addison drafter was the pick right before me, so like he had all the leverage unless I pulled him up 2 full rounds. Uh, and then everybody else that I had went on the other side of the board, like because I had Brock Purdy, I would have had to pull him up. That was the mistake, is I shouldn't have taken Ayuk and I should have taken Brock Purdy, and I only took Ayuk because it was my sixth wide or fifth wide receiver, sixth wide receiver, something like that. But I mean, it was a mistake I made. But then, like,
Mhm.
I had fun with it. I took Judkins at 120, and then I stacked him with Dylan Gabriel in the last round. Well, I was like, well, this team is probably dead, so let's just enjoy it, right? Like,
We all have some like that.
yeah.
I had
So
an
like,
eliminator team Saturday night. Luckily, it was the one night that I don't stream because it was when I would have been on. It was about 11 o'clock, and I had just finished doing a bunch of research and stuff. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna fire up a couple eliminators. I got like 4 picks into an eliminator, and my one of my daughters woke up throwing up everywhere, and so I had to just instantly go hop on dad
yeah,
duty and get all that nastiness cleaned up, and so the rest of the eliminator got auto drafted. And I came back to look at it, and it was like some gross Raider stuff that you don't want, like not the kind of Raider stuff you do want.
Nice.
Structurally, it actually panned out okay as far as like
I mean,
roster wise and stuff. So maybe it's got a chance. I
that's the
don't
most
know. We'll see.
important thing. And I am all in on Ricky Pearsall's drop right now. I don't know if
Are
you are or
you?
not. Yeah, like he's on pup, but like he can be activated at any point.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And
Like
and I read something about it was more so just a
yeah, yeah,
administrative thing that San Francisco does
right,
anytime somebody misses a little time during OTAs. He's past ADP. We already have the Kittle thing. So from that
right. Like
aspect, sure, let's do it. It
that's the
makes
other
sense.
thing. Like we're already in on San Francisco a little bit. So
The next one will kind of get interesting. I think there's I don't know, you seeing anything you love here?
Mooney is fine. Um, hit
That'd probably be who I'd go
or
with.
Jalen Warren. Like yeah, I think that's too early for Warren. So I would probably just take Darnell Mooney and like
Let's take Mooney. Gives us
yeah,
a super strong receiver room. Now we got those five between
yeah,
Pearsall, Mooney, Adams, Neighbors, Nico. All of them have good to really good playoff schedules for the most part.
yeah.
Got our two running backs. I like it
And
so
then
far.
in the next round, like if Purdy's still there, we smash him, right?
Hmm.
And if Purdy's not there, we have three players available at the next like at 130 ish or 135, right?
Hmm.
I think is where we
Yeah.
pick. Uh, like we have a bunch of guys available there, um,
Hmm.
and I'm not opposed to like. Have you been seeing Bo Nix fall constantly now?
I
I've
have
I've
a
been
little bit.
I've been taking naked Bo Nix at like 115, oh, like quite a bit.
I don't know.
Um,
I probably need to take more Knicks. I don't know. I feel
well,
like we're drafting him for what he did last year as a rookie, but I think a lot of what he did last year was a rookie was because let's face it, their running backs wasn't any good, right? I mean,
yeah,
everybody thinks Javante Williams is trash and can't even hold down the Dallas running back when he doesn't seem to have much competition. Obviously, they don't feel too great about the other two guys because they went out and signed Dobbins and drafted Harvey. I don't know. Like Nix and Baker are two guys that me and like I say it all the time, and I know you do too. We're gonna be wrong about some stuff. We're gonna be right. But to me, Nix and Baker are two guys that I feel like are not going to have as good of years this year overall as they did last year, and we are drafting them for what they did last year. And there, I'd rather focus on guys who I think are more undervalued compared to what I think they're going to do this year
so
at quarterback.
I was very in on Bo Nix. Like I wasn't streaming last year, but like people that know me locally, they're
Hmm.
all Bears fans because I live in Southern Illinois, and it's like 50% Bears fans, 20% Colts fans, and then 30% people like that are just mad the Rams left. Like so
What a
like
mix.
yeah, like they don't even like football anymore because the Rams left. Like so like and then there's like the 1%, which is me and like a couple people that have like random fans. Like my old roommate was a Eagles fan, but either way, like so I was Bo Nix over Caleb Williams last year going into the draft. Like I've never really been a Caleb Williams fan. I thought Bo Nix is too like I told all the Bears fans I'm like I would trade that pick absolutely. Yes, Caleb has the more elite ceiling. So do we take Tracy or do we just take Drake May? Do we take Bo Nix and Evan Ingram?
I'd rather reach for May than Knicks, to
Okay.
be honest. I went ahead and took May just because we
Yeah.
were running
So
out of
like
time, and
the
I
one
was
thing
looking through it, but I going. Oh, go ahead, finish. Well, let's
uh,
make this pick, then we
yeah,
can talk about.
I've been doing the Bo Nix Evan Ingram thing here and there. So for the sprint, the Giants, like I like either
We're on the
Tracy.
clock again, real quick.
Yeah, I like Tracy here.
You like Tracy here? We'll go ahead and take him.
So I like any team who gets to play against Washington at any point. They play
Well,
Washington
and
week
he has
15.
some nice games. I mean, not
Yeah,
only does he play against Washington, they play the Minnesota game. They play in a dome week 17 against the Raiders. So that's nice.
yeah.
My thing, I've been so with the Giants running backs. I know you said you've been slowing down on Scatterboo, and I have too. I keep going back and forth. It's like I actually started off this year drafting Tracy and not really taking much Scatterboo just because I don't know. Yeah, I know if he's going to be their goal line back, but I just don't know how much I trust that offense in general. I feel like they're going to be playing from behind a lot in that division. And yes, Scatterboo can catch passes really well, but Tracy's more explosive and can also catch passes. So
But
I don't know. I've kind of just got to the point I don't really want to draft any Giants running backs.
to be honest with you, I wanted Scadaboo there, but he went at 95 or whatever.
Yeah.
Like so, I mean, they get two. Like they play Minnesota, which isn't a good game for them, but they get at Raiders in week 17 and Washington at 15. Um, so I just think that having a piece of the Giants run game makes some sense.
No, it did there.
Yeah, and we I don't know if we even really need to stack Drake May. Like, so the one good thing about the eliminate or for this, like I mean, so New England has Bills at Baltimore and at Jets. All three teams, like, so two of those teams are supposed to score a whole bunch of points, right? So
Hmm.
they're going to be in bring back mode, most likely against those teams. Uh, yeah, I think that's the definite pick. If he makes it all the way back, um, there's another pick I think is really good for us if it comes back as well. If Stroud is gone, um,
Yeah.
yeah. So actually, there's
We'll
like
see.
two picks. It's not Javante Williams.
No, no, no.
The
I'm
fa-
just kind of looking through, just looking through while waiting to get to us
yeah.
here. See what these two guys do. Somebody just took Stroud. We can pivot away. See what Coolers does.
So the guy on the end has two quarterbacks already. So we could just take Kyle Williams. We could hit RB. I think RB might make more sense. What's left at RB?
I like
Uh,
I like all three of those guys
yeah,
honestly. But we
any of
took
the any of the not Benson, but
yeah.
either one
You
of the
want to
other
go
two.
with Ray Davis?
Yeah, that's fine.
See if the quarterback comes back to us. Which, like you said,
Yeah,
the 12
I
hole
mean,
has two.
if Penix doesn't come back, we just pull up Matthew Stafford, right? Or take like I don't think so sprint. It's probably even worse to have the naked quarterback, right? Because you got to beat the
Hmm.
9,300 people.
Yeah.
So
Well, one interesting thing too, and I don't know how you feel about it. I don't take him a lot. It's not like I'm out here flag planting it. But if we have if we get Penix here, I feel like we can kind of push that third quarterback, and maybe this is a team where Wilson
God,
actually makes a little sense since we have
Russell,
neighbors,
you think
since we have
Russell?
neighbors and we have Tracy.
You think Russell will be playing in week 17, week 15? I don't.
I mean, I think there's a chance.
I do
I do
not.
think that there's a chance.
I mean, so it's kind of weird though, right? Like, so if they fire Dable midseason, which is kind of what I expect to happen.
Oh yeah, really?
I
Okay.
mean, I think that they're gonna like he. They're, I just don't think they're going to be that good. Maybe I'm wrong. Um,
I
but
mean, they
like
should
if it,
have a pretty decent defense, I think, this year. Like, not great, not top 10 or nothing, but I don't know. I think
yeah,
Dayball's a good coach. I see him being like record wise, maybe not that good, but like
yeah,
competitive enough that like I think Russell's going to keep the job a lot longer than the dart guys out there want him to. I haven't really been taking any dart really in much of any format because of that.
uh,
I don't know. I mean, they have a really awesome receiver. They got some running backs that can do some things. Their
yeah,
defense is going to be a little bit improved.
yeah. DQ there saying that you thinking Russell Wilson's going to play much of the season's a hot take. He definitely wasn't talking about somebody getting fired mid season. Like
No,
it's definitely about Russell Wilson.
I am not flag planning it as like it's going to happen. And again, like if I take okay, so I wasn't even honestly thinking about the playoffs when I said Russell Wilson. I was saying it more so like, okay, like we don't need to like rush to get Stafford because like would I be okay rolling through the playoffs with this team with Drake May and Penix? Yeah, I would. I do think
Yeah.
that
Okay.
Russell Wilson is going to play a lot more games than what the dart people think he will. And so like if he plays 8 games because they're pretty competitive, if he plays 10 games because they're pretty competitive,
Uh,
when we can get him almost free at the very end of the draft, if
I
he helps us out, throughout the season, since we had Tracy and Neighbors, is that not worth an
I
18th round pick?
I think both. I think both of them play more than 6 games. Is kind of where I'm at with it. I don't know what the breakdown is going to be, but I think that
That's
division.
kind of where I'm at. I
Yeah,
think that's
yeah.
fair.
I think that I just think that, and I do agree that their defense will be a lot better, and their offense
Hmm.
might be better. But I do think that like Washington and Philadelphia are going to smash teams.
What do we want to
Um,
do here? We are on the clock.
hit tight
What did
end,
that
like
be
just keep
saying?
everything open. Like
I
Kyle
like bouncing
Pitts,
around. My bad.
yeah, like let's just build out the stack. We're already bet on that team to do good throughout the. I don't like the Kyle Pitts pick. Don't get me wrong,
Hmm.
but I think this is a team that it makes sense for Sprint. I think Sprint you want to kind of focus your bets a little more, and since we don't have London, I think we need to more than one option. Are you still in on blue?
I'm still in on blue. I mean,
Like I don't love it, but like this is pick one, almost 160. So if you want to do it, do it.
did you see Jaden Blue's tweet the other
No,
day? I have to find it for you. So Jaden Blue, I'm wondering if maybe he heard the noise because it was literally I saw it last night. Let me see. I think I texted it to somebody. I think if so, I can show it real quick. Um, Basically, Jaden Blue said that he sent out a tweet. Where is it? Oh, well, I can't find it. But he sent out a tweet, and basically it was a picture of him running, and it says something along the lines of like all the noise, or basically like I hear the noise, like hard work or show, or I don't remember what it said, but he basically it sounded like he was responding to the noise of him being lazy or this or
what
that or whatever. But
that
real quick. Oh, go ahead.
him being lazy has nothing to do with him running fast. It like to me that means he isn't willing to put in the work in the like in the film room. Like that doesn't mean he's not willing to lift weights. Like he's a pro athlete. Like they're all gonna do that stuff. Like to me, like if I hear a coach saying somebody is lazy, it means everything off the field they're not putting effort into. And to
No, I
me,
agree,
yeah,
but I just like it's like I don't know. There's so much of that that's noise out there. You
Oh
don't know
yeah.
what's real, what's fake. But my thing is, I'm not going to stop drafting Jaden Blue unless he gets hurt or Dallas brings in another back. I'm going to slow down a little bit on him because I'm going to do it like we did here, where like he falls a little bit past his
Yeah.
ADP.
I
And I was already kind of heavy on him, but just the running back room as it stands now, I don't think they're going to be a team I think Dallas is going to be a real pass happy team. He's the one that makes the most sense on a pass happy team. He's also the one that can take a handoff and just take it to the house. And he goes pretty late in the draft to where, like, yeah, when I want a little spike week or upside running back late in the draft, sure, why not?
So for me, it's like I never understood why he was even remotely this high. Like if he was going in the 160, 165 to 180, like whatever. But like, yes, Javante Williams is worse than Pacheco, right? But like, there's still a lot of fear on Pacheco, and like, yeah, I guess Jaden Blue was a fourth round pick, and Richard Smith was a seventh round pick, but I just don't believe that's where the talent actually was. Like, I know you probably like the Longhorns players and stuff a little more than I do. I don't know if
A
you
little bit.
are you a Longhorns fan? I Yeah,
I'm a
you are.
Longhorns fan, but I also try to
Yeah,
keep my
yeah.
fandom out of
It's hard
just
to
that.
do. Like
We're
it's
on the
just hard to
clock.
do.
Your boy Brian is there if you want him.
Um, I'm fine with that. Do we need another tight end? Could we just take Ertz?
Yeah, we could
Like,
take
do
Ertz.
we only have one tight? Oh, we have two.
We have two.
No, yeah, just take Bryant. Bryant's fine.
And the
Yeah,
two
because
we
we
had,
got
because
Kittle. We
remember
got
we
Kittle. We
grabbed
got Kittle. Yeah,
Pittles. I
we're
mean,
good.
we grabbed Pitts and we had Kittle.
And then
I'm
another
okay with those tight
running back
ends.
probably. Yeah, I'm fine with it too. I was trying to remember where we were at.
We could go Allen. You know how I feel about Giddens clearly. Uh
Yeah,
Jarquez Hunter, if we want to reach
is
down and
that
grab him.
32%?
That is 32%
Braylon's
Giddens.
fine. Braylon's perfectly fine.
Let's go Braylon. He
It's
is my highest owned player. He's the only player I have over 30% of. And I don't know. For at this point in the draft, JT's never played a full, complete season. This could be the year that he does it. I also like JT. I just like their running backs in general. I think that's their
yeah.
plan. They want to run the piss out of the ball. Whether it's Daniel Jones or if it's AR, like, running quarterbacks are sometimes really good for running backs. And let's
Yeah.
face it, they don't want AR throwing the ball 30 times a game if
Why
it's
not?
him, right?
Yeah, I'm not saying like so to Dirty P's comment. I'm not saying I'm in on Kyle Pitts. I have like I don't have zero. I got like 5 to 6% or something, but like it's all on either Rams or Falcon stuff. Generally, it's when I have Penix, and generally it's after ADP. Um, I just I just feel like Kittle can kind of carry it, and I do think that he'll have a spike week or two. And maybe Michael Penix is just an elevator of talent. Like I mean, you look at what all those Washington receivers did last year in college or 2 years ago, and then what they did in the NFL, right? Like maybe Michael Penix just elevates people. Maybe he's an actual leader, and not saying that Kirk Cousins isn't really, but like true leadership, like really gets people like they can talk to people in different ways, and maybe
Mhm.
he can figure out a way to get Kyle Pitts like more motivated because he does have physical talent, or he had it. I know he's not been the same player since that original injury though, as well.
Well, and like you said, Atlanta has a super nice playoff schedule, and
Yeah,
like we have Kittle, so like even if Pitts is quiet 80% of the year, but he has a couple
right.
nice weeks, hopefully really well timed one in the playoffs, that I'd be happy with that from him.
Yeah, yeah, back to the old Dayball getting cut thing. Like I'm not saying it's like a high chance, but I do think that it could, like, I would say that 30% of outcomes, something like that, that they're 4-8 at some point in the season, and they're just ready to move on and
It's definitely possible. What do we want to do here? We got a 2-6-6-2.
hit quarterback real quick. What quarterbacks are available?
Shuck and Wilson.
I I would. So Dart did go. So Wilson would make sense. I think we just take Wilson here. Like help us try to advance through the regular season. I
What
don't
would be our last position then?
wide receiver, right? Like just and we have Drake May,
Diami
right? Like
Brown or
um
Ray Ray. Do we have any other week fives though?
no. I think we just take
You want to just throw Ray Ray on there?
we could do that. That's fine. Like I like Ray Ray. Um
Either him or Mitchell would be probably my suggestions.
yeah, those are both fine. I like Mitchell a lot too. So either one's fine.
Let's go Mitchell.
Okay.
I actually think he's going to be playing a lot more than what people think
I
this year.
I
Maybe it's
think
going back to he was a Longhorn.
no, I actually think it comes down to I think if the games Anthony Richardson plays, I think Pierce is the better play, and I think the games that
Exactly.
Daniel Jones plays, that Adonai Mitchell is the better play. So and like so, what's funny is the Mike Clay projections for them too. I think he had both of them. It was at 257 or 357 exact. They had the exact same. Okay, so it's both of them 47 targets, 25 receptions, 357 yards, and two touchdowns. The only difference is that he had Adonai Mitchell with 30 rushing yards. So, like, all the way exactly the same. He's like, I ain't going to make any decisions. Like, I love
I
it.
think I've kind of been drafting their team since the shoulder stuff with AR. I have 100% been drafting their team that Daniel Jones is going to play more games than AR. I just think there's so much stacked against him. One, like let's say okay, even if best case scenario for AR, he's really healthy tomorrow or the next day, whichever one of the next 2 days their camp gets going in full effect. Let's say that like somehow he wins the job back from Daniel Jones because at this point they got to go into camp with Jones as the main guy, right? So
Yeah.
let's say that AR somehow by the end of camp he wins the job back. Like you talk about a guy that hasn't been able to stay healthy at all. And with that running style, and I kind of think, they're not gonna come out and tell you that like they want to move on from him at this point, but it's like that shit had to sit bad in the locker room last year. The whole like tapping out as the quarterback. I was tired. Like I
I,
mean, I don't
I,
know. I just
I'm not a player. To me, it's like, I didn't think it was that big of a deal because, like,
you just never see quarterbacks do it. I mean,
well,
even the ones that run.
I'm pretty sure earlier in that game he went out with like a leg like thing for a play or two, and then he's like, "Hey, I don't like," and he came back in for that drive or something, and on that play he got hit in the leg. Like I maybe I'm
Well,
misremembering it,
but
but
it was the interview after the game. They
yeah,
asked him
yeah,
about it, and he said basically like, "Yeah, I was tired. I needed to come out and take a rest,"
yeah. I mean, if it
or
was
something
because
to that
yeah,
effect.
I just
He said it was a lot of running. I needed to take a play
all,
off or something like that.
all I know is that everyone in that locker room hated it. That is the only thing I know is that everyone in that locker room, especially the defensive players, wanted nothing to do with it. So,
And that's
and
that's
that's
why
what
I've kind
matters.
of been
Yeah.
drafting that team. Now I have not been drafting Daniel Jones, but I draft the team as though he's going to be the quarterback. So like I like the running backs a lot, and I've been taking Mitchell. I haven't been taking any Pierce. I've started taking some Pittman and Downs here and there because I do think he's a better quarterback. He will do better for the receivers than Anthony Richardson will do. But
Yeah, I
where
know.
you want to
I
draft
do agree.
to, Hames?
I mean, it's up to you what we draft. I'm up for anything. Puppy 2 is still out there. If
We
you
can
want to
get
do
into a
that, if you
puppy. Let
want
me
to
find that
try to
sprint real
do
quick.
another, like, if you want to do anything, like, I'm up for whatever. We, rookie and sophomores is 99% filled. I've done one and I got the winner. So no need to do that.
Didn't need to do more, huh?
Nope. Didn't need to do more. I actually wasn't planning on doing any of them. And I just decided to do one at random and it went very well. Like for what I didn't get Jaden Daniels, but I ended up with, I didn't get Drake May, but like I got Bo Nix and Caleb. I got them both stacked up and I got a bring back on Hampton.
Okay.
I went three running backs and then just I didn't take a wide receiver till round 5 or 4. Yeah, till round 4, and I only took one or round 5, and then I took oh, so I only took one, and then the rest of the draft it was 2 quarterbacks, 3 running backs, with 1 receiver at the beginning, and then just all wide receivers at the end.
Let's I tell you what, the puppy's about to fill up and I like always didn't get near as many in as I
Yeah,
wanted to get in.
yeah,
So
let's
let's
do
hop
them.
in one of those. Gonna jump in a puppy if anyone wants to hop in with us. Right when the clock hits 11:03 is when we will jump in it.
Uh, I was gonna stop at 50 exactly, and then I decided I wanted to do one more because it was available and I had 45 minutes before our stream. So I was like, oh, I'll fit one in.
How full is it? I'm gonna hop in a couple slows if it's still open whenever I get off stream tonight.
I just
98.
enter them now. Well, it's
That's
not
what
gonna.
I'm doing on my phone because I
I was gonna
just
say
saw
it's not
that it
gonna hurt
was at
anything now.
98.
Yeah, I accidentally entered one slow. Like I did, I realized that I'd accidentally entered a slow, and I was like exactly 50, so it wasn't gonna mesh up anyway. So like, because this morning when I woke up, fast drafts were off, and
It
I
was off
didn't.
last night.
Yeah, it didn't look, or I didn't look, and because I popped in your stream, I kept it on, and I went and laid down. Um, and I woke up to like some 24-hour music thing on my TV. And I was like, "What is this? Why would it like?" I never listened to music on YouTube ever, so the fact that it sent me there like doesn't make sense to me. But no, like I look at teams that have like implosion risk, and so Brian Dable was on the hot seat this year, right? And the worst thing that could possibly happen would be like for Jackson Dart, right? Like if they fire the coach and now they have an interim head coach come in, and then it's Jackson Dart trying to like they're going to use the same offense, but
Hmm.
he doesn't have his coach there, and I'm going to guess like so. The way I see it is, if Russell Wilson isn't good enough to keep them in the playoff hunt, he's going to get benched. And if Russell Wilson is going to get benched, obviously the Brian Dable thing just didn't work out. Uh, because you've already lost enough. Like if you're going to bench Russell Wilson, that means you've given up on the season, which means that most likely uh, you're probably gonna like unless they just do it like week 5 or something. Like Russell Wilson looks
Hmm.
really bad, and then they just pull him real early, right? Like so they still have a chance. But
I definitely
most
think there's a very real possibility because they're not going to be a playoff team, and I definitely could see
yeah,
him getting fired. I just think that they'll be like competitive enough that like they
and
just
maybe
wait until the end of the season
they,
and do it. And unless there's a coach out there that they can go talk to early because maybe he's a college guy or something like that,
all right. What do you
then I
like
could
here?
see him. Lamb or Gibbs probably for me. Which one you like the best? Not
That
Barkley.
they're the same to me. They're the same to me. I mean, we could flip the
We'll
board
go
with Nico
lamb.
too.
Uh,
I don't care.
I don't think I can. Let's
Yeah,
go lamb. I want as much lamb and Gibbs as I can get. This is what I like doing. You tell me if you do it at all. The way that I've been flipping the board, I don't necessarily like to flip the board with a first round guy. But what I've been doing a lot of lately to flip the board is with my elite quarterbacks because like I don't want to
yeah.
pass up on as many Bijan and Lamb and
I
Gibbs teams as I can get. And Allen and Lamar and Jaden, they're always from middle to the right
I
side. So
I
I've been pulling elite quarterbacks up in the third round right in here some.
I've been seeing a bunch of people do that now. I think people are kind of stale. Like people, I think a lot of people have went to the way I feel about it, and not necessarily with the same players that I feel, but the third round feels like a lot of
Gross.
players that could be massive misses.
Exactly. That's why I've been
And
drafting the
like
quarterbacks.
the quarterbacks absolutely are probably like unless injury, like are probably not
Mhm.
massive misses. Um,
Yes.
so number one is the safest thing. Number two, with Zay Flowers being in the fifth now, like bringing Lamar up with anybody, and Peppertoni's going to be mad because I keep talking about it. But like this contest is about over. Like this is a contest I was doing in the bunch in. So like whatever. I'm not going to
Mhm.
be doing it in BBMs because I'm drafting very few of them. But like being able to get that just feels really good. I got Zay Flowers at 61 today. Like
Nice.
that's the latest I've seen him go.
With this one, I would
So
say for me, it'd either be JT or Hill.
so you want to hear me out on something here?
Sure.
So something I've been doing a little is like instead of either one of them, like I like JT more. Don't get me wrong, but bring up like Chase Brown and then use your elite quarterback, and then you're at an extremely unique and like
Sure. Why not? Let's
there's a
try it.
reasonable it's a puppy, right? Like so like I've
Yeah.
done this once or twice. Like I've brought Chase Brown up and then on the turnaround, like I'll take Lamar Jackson with the first round player
Mhm.
because they have that week 15 game.
Mhm.
So like I've done it with Jefferson and I've done it with Bijan, both to
I
where
like that.
I bring Chase Brown up. Usually it's after Jonathan Taylor's off the board, but like it's not unreasonable to think Chase Brown scores more points than Jonathan Taylor this year, right? Like
Well, and
I think it's
one reason why I liked it though too is because just knowing I've been playing around a whole lot with the combination tool, and I know I have a a nice amount, like 20% ish of my Lambs teams have JT on it. So yeah, sure, why not? So we're
yeah,
pulling Lamar up.
pull Lamar up and get that week 15 game stack. Uh, you're not going to see a whole lot of teams with Lamar and Chase Brown because they both go within like 3 picks of each other. So like what we're doing
Exactly.
is like instead of flipping the board, we're just getting like
That's
we're trading our second round pick for a third round pick,
mhm.
but we're
That's exactly what I was meaning by like more
yeah
stuff like that
yeah
versus moving around the first round guys.
yeah I've not done this on stream, but like I don't think I have, but I've been doing this a little bit, like at that front end because I'm so tired of just taking Bucky T Taylor Devontae
Well,
Adams
I
on
am
every
definitely
team
not
and
tired
Trey
of
McBride.
taking Bucky. We are still 0 Bucky.
Yeah,
That's one flag plant that I'm gonna either live or die with this year.
like I like like Josh
Well, I
Jacobs.
guess I can't say 0. I did take him in a rookie sophomore thing. They made a contest that I'll draft Bucky in.
Yeah, I think Bucky's a fine pick.
I don't.
I think the Tristan Wirfs thing is bad for him because we need to hear what happens with that. But if Wirfs is out like less than four, like less 4 games or less, I think it's fine.
Mhm.
If
Let me
he's
catch
out
up a
longer than
little
that,
bit real quick on the chat while we're on this long side. Cooler says he likes doing the same thing. What's up, Brandon? Nice to see you in here. He's in the 7 hole. What is your team names? Oh, Brandon. Pretty easy to
Brandon,
remember.
let's go, let's go, Brandon.
We'll keep an eye on your team. Mark says that he took a prop bet on 650 rushing yards for AR. That pretty much catches us up.
I already have a bet that's going to be voided on this season.
What is it?
Uh, like it'll be that part of the parlay will be voided. Rasheed Rice's week one his over under was 50.5 yards for week one.
Oh wow.
So I was like, well,
Yeah,
if he's
I guess it gets voided
if
because
he's
he's suspended.
suspended, it's fine because they will if that's the only losing part, they will refund it, right? Like they act like it's just not part of it anymore, right? Uh,
Hmm.
and if he's health, like if he's actually able to play, like I feel pretty good about him getting 50 yards in a game, like any game, like so. I was like, yeah, we'll do that. I had a bonus like a it was one of the 50% bonuses they gave us. That would be awesome. Either one.
I like those two better, but how are you on Metcalf? I recently started taking him because I realized I'd just been totally sleeping on him.
I
Uh, Go Ted. You okay with Ted here?
I'm perfectly fine with that. Um, so all three of those players, DK Metcalf in Mike Clay's projection is actually projected for more, but like I also think he has the lowest ceiling of those three as well. Um,
Mm.
just in my opinion. And I think our next round pick is already made. Like the dream for doing this is to get James Cook to fall because he does fall sometimes. Uh, so like we could do one of two things here. We could take Zay Flowers, or we can take Kenneth Walker, who's screaming up boards for some reason. Kenneth Walker would be the bring back on Tet. Uh,
Yeah.
I mean, JMO, if he falls, I mean, why not? But like, I kind of like since we went out of our way to pull up Chase Brown and to pair him with Lamar to make sure you get the Lamar stack and Flowers, or we could just wait till later
I
and get
think
one of
if
the
I
other
think
two.
if JMO goes, then
Yeah,
sure. But
I
like if
or
JMO's there, I think we take JMO because there's other good options we can put with Lamar,
and
in my
and
opinion.
to be honest, Metcalf would be fine. Oh, he just went. Yeah,
Somebody
yeah,
took
yeah. This will be yeah. Let's do that. So like we
because
gave
it's
up a little
an
value in the last round, and now we get that value back. So
mhm. I mean, JMO doesn't normally fall like that too.
he's
Not in
randomly
the drafts
does
I'm in.
now. Like
Maybe I just haven't noticed it lately then. I know there for a while it was hard to even get him right at ADP, it seemed like.
uh, Brandon, I like. I think they're similar-ish. I like Shaheed a lot more at cost. Uh, I know Olave, all of his metrics look awesome, but like I don't know if the Saints are going to throw for 3,000 yards this season. Like we started the stream off talking about the
Yeah,
Saints,
that's
uh,
interesting. We did.
um, and like I really like Shuck at the round 18, like with a like Juwan Johnson, Brandon Cooks kind of thing at the end, or like Kendre Miller or Devin Neal. Yeah, like
I
just to
can't
get an
draft
extra stack.
Cooks.
Yeah,
I do like Shaheed at his cost. I do like
should,
Olave at his cost. That's what we were talking about at the beginning,
yeah,
Brandon. That like
well,
they're not running on anybody, right? I mean, their running
yeah.
back is a better pass catcher than a pure runner. Their
So
defense is horrible. They're going to be losing and having to throw. So
let
yeah, I definitely like their pass catchers.
let me bring this up real quick to find it, to make sure I'm not wrong. But I'm nearly positive that Olave in his career has only once had a 100-yard game where he also got a touchdown. He's had a couple, like a lot of games with touchdowns, none of them over 100 yards. And he's had a lot of games with over 100 yards, but none of them had touchdowns. So,
We're
like,
about to
which
be
is
on
a,
the clock here. There's not really a whole lot that looks super interesting
um,
to me. Are you a Johnson guy?
not really. but I'm fine with it as well. Like
We
I'm
could
fine
reach
with it.
down for Pacheco. You like
We
Pacheco over Johnson?
just take Johnson. Like I'm
Take
fine with it. I don't love it, like I said, but I would probably just take Jerry Judy most of the time there. Um, they have to throw it to somebody.
No, I like
We
Judy too, and I've been
it,
sneaky. I've been getting in on Tillman here lately too, though.
yeah, me too.
I
So
think
like
he's a really good
they're
value where he's at.
they're going to be losing a lot of games, and uh, Jerry Judy is a wide receiver one. You know, we don't have to worry. We have Lamar. We don't have to worry about the fact that when you take Judy, you don't have somebody to stack him with
Hmm.
either, right? Like because we already have that. Um, I would love Golden or
I
Diggs.
was just I was just about to suggest that
Yeah,
either
like
one
either,
really.
yeah, either one. Like I used to like think
Where
those
are our
two and
picks?
Pearsall are just the absolute picks, but yeah, whichever one
We
you
could
want.
go with Diggs and then try to get that as the QB
Oh,
two.
the 17 bring back looks pretty nice though as well. Like either one's perfectly fine. Like we got a week 15 bring back or a week, yeah, either one's
Well, I was
fine with me.
thinking this because
Yeah,
then I like building just two QBs whenever I have Lamar, and
yeah,
so I
that,
don't I like my second QB to be a nice guy like a Drake May, and then we could always throw your boy Savion on there in the last round if we
yeah,
just really wanted. Or there's old Marshawn Lloyd we
yeah,
could throw
Lloyd.
on there. There's other options. We could get Kraft as a tight end. We don't have any tight ends yet. So that was kind of my thinking though, was to dig simply because then it kind of opens up a nice little Lamar Drake May team.
Yeah, Drake. The problem is like, so when you pull up the elite quarterback there, like you have to get a Drake May fall at this point to get him, or you have to take him like 10 picks before ADP, which I'm also okay with. The
Well,
issue
but
is
we could get him not too far past, because he's at like
he
114. So like
I
there's a realistic chance that he's there at 117. I guess it
I'm
depends what these two do in the next two rounds at quarterback.
I've been seeing him go naked, or I've been seeing him go and just being backstacked earlier a lot more lately.
Yeah.
So uh, over there at like 108 ish, like um,
I mean,
so
it just gives it the option. I
yeah,
agree. I wouldn't take
yeah,
him at 100 because we'd probably rather go running
yeah.
back or another receiver or whatever. I
They're
mean,
definitely
absolutely worst case, especially in a puppy, like if we have to end up going like Lamar and Bryce, I could live with that in a puppy. I mean, Lamar's
um,
carrying our team in this scenario at quarterback anyways,
yeah,
right?
yeah. Where are you at on Hawkinson? Like 26%. I think he's one of the
I
better
like
picks on the
Hawkinson
board
a
right
lot.
now.
He just went, but yeah, I
Yeah,
like Hawkinson a lot. Let's see, what are we at? 1240. I see somebody on there that earlier you said you like a lot. We could do that if he's there.
I don't know if this is the team for that, but
You don't want a third running back here? What are you thinking then? Oh, well, we could get Andrews, but it's a
Andrews will
little
be on the
early
way
on
back
him.
around.
We could go with Higgins. I like Jaden Higgins a
I was
lot.
gonna
I've been
say,
hearing some
Ek-
really good things.
yeah, me too. But
Ibuka?
I think we just take Ibuka here. Yeah,
Okay.
and then
I like that.
and
Keep
then
my Higgins exposure down for me.
that sets up Baker to come back around the corner for us if we want to do that, or we could just take Andrews. Either one.
I'd rather take Andrews.
I'm
I
fine with
talked
that as
about it
well.
earlier. I'm not really that into Baker this year. I do have
Yeah,
6% of him. I honestly want to end more like 4% of him or something.
it's all good.
I don't know.
No, no, I get that. Um,
And we
and
kind of want these guys to take quarterbacks. because
Uh,
then the more that these two here take, he has Hurts, so he might let Drake May come around to us at 117. This guy just took Bo
well,
Nix. The three hole does not have a
no,
quarterback.
you're looking at it the wrong way. Like it's the whole other side of the board that takes Drake May. Like it's
Hmm.
coming to us, so it's got to go all the way
Oh
around,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
his
True, true,
ADP's in
true,
the middle over there. Um,
true, true, true. I looked at it backwards.
so yeah, I
Just
think we
do
just take
Andrews.
Andrews. Yeah,
That's why I didn't really rush the Flowers pick because I just felt like a falling JMO was a
no,
little
yeah,
bit
yeah,
better. And there's Andrews. I like Bateman. Most people don't, but I'm kind of grossly in on DeAndre Hopkins this year. I know he's not your boy. We won't do it on this team. Don't worry.
yeah. I've taken him twice now. Uh,
Okay, so we're warming you
in
up.
in round 18 when he's 15 to 20 picks past ADP, and I have an absolutely naked Lamar Jackson at that point. It's like,
I don't know, man. I just think something tells me that he knows he wants a ring, right? And he knows that this is his last hurrah.
well,
If it really was the knee injury last year, the knee injury going all the way back to Tennessee, if it really was that kind of had that step gone, that there was definitely a noticeable step gone last year. Mark, my good buddy who we text with all the time, and my son, or it was either him or my son Colin, because he's my football buddy. But I was watching a game last year. I believe it was one of their playoff games. It might have even been the game against the Texans. And I was just like, man, Hopkins just looks slow coming out of his break. And so I admit that he was not looking good last year.
yeah,
But I'm like, if it was really the knee injury, I can definitely see him, for a guy that goes where he's at in the draft, being a way better pick and having some nice 2 touchdown games, spike week type games, playing with Lamar and that offense. If they do take it even to another level, like I think they will this year.
like so. You're gonna hate me saying this, uh, but as a Chiefs fan who had to watch that Super Bowl of us just get absolutely destroyed, uh, the highlight for me was when DeAndre Hopkins dropped that ball wide open in his big moment. Like, I've never liked him because of how they treat and it's more about like how they treated Andre Johnson as he came into the league, and I do think that more
No, I
than
didn't
other,
necessarily agree with that, but that was
uh,
O'Brien's old dumbass.
yeah, yeah, and like so like I kind of grew some ire because of that. I
That had
mean,
nothing to do with
I
Hopkins.
think
He was always really respectful of Dre.
yeah, no, he was. I think naked Caleb Williams is just perfectly fine if he falls all the way back. What do you think?
I'm okay with that.
Okay, never mind.
Oh, never mind. He
We
just
talked
went.
somebody into it. That's the other goal. Uh, was- I mean, Scadaboo feels awesome here as well. I don't know, like I think
I like him
yeah,
better than all the other clicks on the board.
yes, absolutely. And to be honest, like we could just wrap back around with like Ramondre or
Hmm.
something. Like I think Ramondre fits our personal running back room a little better. Uh, with
Yeah,
uh,
with Caleb being there,
or yeah,
especially. I
because
don't. I
Chuck,
don't have hate against Ramondre. I mean, I'm at 9.7%.
I'm
I still think he's a good pick where he goes on
I'm
the right type of team.
yeah, I'm only like 4% Ramondre, but he absolutely has a team that he fits really well on.
Well, he just went anyway, so we're gonna have to find something else.
Um,
Um,
I mean, I'm
um,
fully. I think Loveland's a big tier break here
I
too.
was just about to say
Yeah,
we can go with Loveland and
that's
just be
why I
done at
wanted,
tight end.
and we get to snipe the guy who took naked Caleb from us and spoiled our whole plans.
Womp
That's
womp.
right. That's what you get if you're out there stream sniping. We'll stream snipe you back. uh,
Loveland is a guy that like I was kind of holding off on a little bit because I knew that he would come. Remember, he was going higher than what
He's
he
gonna
is
fall
now.
more too. Like
He's gonna fall more, but I'm
they're pro-
starting to warm up to taking him here
yeah,
and there because
I did the same thing. I was out on him like as soon as the draft happened. Like he jumped and he was ahead of Tyler Warren and ahead by like a full round, right? Like, and I understand it. Like everybody's super excited about Ben Johnson, but as soon as they put him on like the pup list and then remove him 2 weeks later, like we're gonna like if they put him on the pup list like Ricky Pearsall, uh, even though it doesn't matter because he can just practice 2 weeks later, right? Um,
hmm
he's going to fall another round, and you're going to be able to get him after Jake Ferguson if that actually happens. But like, it's already a value now.
No,
Um,
and that's why I'm starting to take him some now, and that's why the percentage isn't that high. To answer Brandon's question real quick, me
yeah,
personally, I don't want golf on. I'm not that in on golf this year at all. Offensive line stuff, new coordinator. We don't know how it's going to be. But especially on this team, it's like because of my concerns with their offensive line not being as strong, golf's everybody and their mama knows golf, struggles whenever he gets pressure on him. And it's like on this particular team with Lamar, like realistically, how many times is golf going to have the type of game he needs to score more than Lamar anyway? So I would just rather take position players that we like better and just keep pushing that QB2.
yeah. I golf for me is I just like the Lions scored over 33 points a game last year. I that was I think 3 points more a game than the number two team. I just don't
Mm-hmm.
see that same thing happening.
Well,
I think there's nothing other than regression that can come like negatively regressing that team offensively. I just don't think it's possible to be better than what they were losing the coaches, the offensive linemen. You know,
we're at a 1-3-5-2 here.
hit
I
quarterback.
like all four of those guys, to be honest with you. I see that the people or we could just go ahead and get Bryce if you don't think he's going to come back around.
Um,
I would say maybe go
yeah,
with one of those
I
three and
think
then get Bryce on the way back,
I think we
hopefully.
just take Tillman. Yeah, Tillman is a bring back to Caleb Johnson as well, so I think that's fine. And then
And I like Tillman. He's a guy that I
I do
want
too.
more of. He had that 3-week stretch. I know it's a small, small sample, but he had a 3-week stretch late in the year where like he was really, really good. And the fact
So
that it came late in the year, it's like, could he build off of that? Yeah, sure.
uh, I think we just go ahead and cue Bryce, and if he's not there, we just. I mean,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Bryce is the auto pick if he's there for
what
sure.
I would personally do if we don't get Bryce is something you will not do. So,
What is
uh,
that?
like
Darnold?
I don't like the Darnold pick. Don't get me wrong, I don't like it.
I'd rather take
But but
Geno.
in
He
but
moves around more than Darnold and
in the
or
puppy
probably Cam
two
Ward.
in the puppy two with Lamar Jackson, uh, because it's going to end right now, and Elijah Arroyo hasn't been being taken very often. I think
I'm
some
okay taking Elijah Arroyo, but
I think
not
taking like if you really wanted to push quarterback, like I think Bryce is the pick here. But like if Bryce did
good.
go
We
here,
got Bryce. We don't even have to
yeah.
have that debate.
But I think it's very defensible for us to pull Arroyo up to like round 16. He's going to be pretty low owned in this contest. He
hmm
would be the bring back on that game stack for us,
Yeah.
and at that point we're in the $1 range, right? So
Yeah, yeah,
so
yeah. And
like
I mean,
we
we
might as
have
well
two
just
good
go
tight
get him.
ends, but hey, why not, take a guy with some upside?
Yeah, like assuming that we end up being able to afford it, and we should be able to afford it, stopping at these two quarterbacks, right? And our
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And
we
we could take two running. I would say go
yeah,
two running backs in 14
absolutely.
and 15, and then we'll feel good there. And sure, take him in 16. I'm okay with that plan.
Yeah, I think we pretty much have to go two RBs. We're probably not even going to like the two RBs we get. But what's going to happen is we're going to come back around, and Thielen's going to be staring us right in the face.
I would be okay with that too, and then we
Yeah,
could maybe
like
maybe see if we could get a Royal even in the 17th round if we needed to. Because I mean, at the
yeah,
end of the day, like I
it's
agree with your plan and I like it, but it's like we do have Loveland and Andrews, so it's not necessarily a necessity. It'd just be more of a luxury pick. But like, yeah, if Thielen's there, then
yeah,
that makes a lot of sense too, especially with Bryce and Lamar team only those two quarterbacks. Let's see, what is he normally? He's in the 160s normally. Yeah, that's right at his ADP pretty much.
yeah. But yeah, I think the RBs are pretty much dead now. Like, do you like Roshan at all?
Yeah, I like Roshan. I was shaking my head no to coolers. I am not a Dobbs guy. I would rather
I'm
wait till 18 and take Savion than pick Dobbs.
I mix in some Dobbs. I
I
don't.
mean, it's
I got
just
like
what do
I got
you
like
win
five
when you
percent.
win?
Um, I mean, Dobbs has had a 20-point week every year in the postseason. Uh,
But that's because everybody else couldn't catch, and now they have guys that can catch.
we hope we don't. That's not proven
Golden
yet.
can catch. I
I
know
I,
Golden can catch.
I mean, I know he can. And Savion, I believe, can catch, but like they're NFL wide receivers. Like Jaden Reed should be able to catch. Like so hit RB. Let's make sure we don't miss anything at RB.
No, I don't really like. I'm not that in on right. I actually want
Me
my
either.
percentage of right to come way down. It's only at 6, but I want it to come way down from that. If
I'm
that
at
kind of tells you,
3.3. I think we smashed Thielen
yeah,
here. Get the double stack.
3% is about more where I want to be on right. I don't know. I kind of had a little moment there where I was taking him some.
So Braylon Allen will be fine if he makes it to us. Rico would be perfect as well. Rico had 43 receptions last year. Yes, he somehow only converted those 43 receptions due to 180 yards, or I think it was what it might have been 140. Let me look. It like he somehow like got a ridiculously low amount. 43 reception, 171 yards. Like how do you get that few yards on that many receptions? That is insane. Uh
Real quick to answer Brandon's question while we wait on it to get to us. The way that I have been playing the Bills is I do like taking Kincaid on Allen's teams, and I do like Coleman. I don't take Shakir really. I think he's a little bit overpriced for just what he is on a half point PPR site. Maybe if you were playing more on like DraftKings or Drafters or something. But as far as underdog, you said you
I,
we'll go Allen
I'm
or
fine with that.
Rico.
I'm
Either
fine with
one makes
Ford as
sense.
well. Ford or Rico, like any
Let's
of them,
go
honestly.
Rico. Rico
Yeah.
makes sense just because
Yeah.
it's
I mean
a
that's a
Bryce, and we
that's a
already have so
three-headed
much
stack.
Panthers.
Yeah, that's a three-headed stack. Like, why not?
I know you listen to him too because I've heard you mention it. But one of my favorite shows to watch every summer is that the divisional breakdowns that Ben Gretch and Leone do. And I know you said you listen to them also. And Gretch brought up some really good stuff whenever they were breaking down Carolina a few weeks ago, where he was breaking down a lot of the analytical side numbers in the pass game with Rico versus how bad Chuba actually was in the passing game. So
Yeah. I actually knew that beforehand, but like that's just because I'd looked at the stat. I'm like, how do you do that? How do you have 43 receptions and 170 yards? Like, how do you
yeah,
like? I don't
dump
like.
offs that go absolutely nowhere on the Cowboys.
Yeah, like that would be Rico though, not Chuba. Chuba's the one that had that. Rico was actually good at Like
Oh, yeah,
Rico,
yeah, yeah. I
Rico
said
had
Cowboys. I meant
yeah,
I meant Panthers.
yeah. Rico had 39 receptions for 249. Like that is like world Olympic athlete like compared to what Chuba is. Like Chuba's like a college athlete, and Rico at that point is basically in the Olympics, So
Let's
like
see.
I forced myself to stop taking Arroyo all the time in pre-draft because I was taking him all the time. I basically got to like 8 to 10% Mason Arroyo, and there was the third one as well that was going down there.
89, 196. What I would like to do here is, if it's okay with you, I would like to either take Lloyd or Giddens just because I feel like we could really
I think
use that fifth running back
I
with
think we
this
take
team.
Lloyd.
And then if he comes back, then we'll grab Arroyo in the 17th.
Yeah, that's fine. I think we go ahead and take Lloyd and make sure we get a week 17 game stack here. Um,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That makes sense. That's why I had him up there
well,
first.
actually, let's look. So the one hole does only have. Look at the one hole real quick. Like, click on them. Oh, okay,
What are you
trend.
looking at? Oh,
Yeah, yeah,
tight
we're
ends.
we're we're good. We're good. Yeah, yeah. I'll
And
take.
I just think the team, just team wise,
Well,
we could use a running back with upside. I
they.
think, having Caleb and Scat and Rico behind Brown,
Yeah,
I just felt we needed that help a little bit more. And, Arroyo's still far enough down that,
yeah.
like, early 17th, there's probably a
Well,
decent chance we still get him.
he has. He's going to take Darren Waller here because he only has one tight end, and he had Tua. So he's going to take Darren
There
Waller.
you
Yeah,
go.
and then so like that, I was wanting to make sure he didn't have Sam Darnold. Basically, if
Okay.
if he had Sam Darnold, I would have recommended.
Excuse me.
I'd have been like, hey, he has Sam Darnold, so if we want a Arroyo, we need to take him now, kind of thing. Um, but yeah, I think that, and I think that like in a BBM right now, would I be taking Arroyo in the 16th? Probably not, or the seventh. Like probably not that often, but like
No, but it makes sense because, like you said, the
yeah,
tournament's probably actually already closed right now. It probably didn't
yeah.
even make it through the end of our draft because it was at 98 something whenever we started, and it is a puppy.
It'll still be open. It's been going up about 1% every hour and a half or so, and it's pretty late. So yeah, so on the Bills receiving core, I kind of agree with what JT said, but I'm more on it's just Keon Coleman. Um, like Kincaid's fine at ADP. Khalil Shakir in full PPR is awesome and underdog. Like if you need 20 points, like once throughout the season, like he's fine. But like Keon Coleman had 4 40-yard receptions last year. One of the very few players. Like I think there's only like like he was in a group of like I think 20 total players. I think it was had that many last year. Um, so like to me, like seeing that stat means that you're gonna like you have a better chance to get a long touchdown, which is going to be a spike week, right?
Hmm.
So there are 19 players that had a 40-yard that had 4 40-yard receptions or more last year, and
Six running back here. If so, who's some of the guys super late you like? I'll tell you a guy I've been wanting to start drafting some of is Ollie Gordon,
well, yeah, I
or
think
we have Mitchell from the
I think uh,
Ravens.
I think Golly's fine.
You want to go Ollie?
Yeah, I mean we just made the pick, right? Okay,
Yep.
yeah, no, I actually mix Ollie in, and we have Egbuka by the way, so it is an actual bring back. Yeah, so I'm gonna name off all the players that like that had the 4 40-yard receptions last year. So Jamar Chase had 8, Brian Thomas had 7, Alec Pierce had 7, which is wild. Addison had 5, and then these are all, or Addison had 6, and then here's the players with 5: AJ Brown, Terry McLaurin, JMO, Jaden Reed, Christian Watson. It's weird that both of them were there. And then the players with 4: Justin Jefferson, Nico Collins, CD, Devonta Smith, Elad, Zay Flowers, Calvin Ridley, George Pickens, Rashad Bateman, and Keon Coleman. Like, that's a pretty good group of players to be in, right? Like, even if you
Mhm.
add like the Christian Watson, Jaden Reed, JMO, and all the ones above, like those are what we like. All of those players are people we view as major Spike Week players, right? Like every one
Mhm.
of them. So Keon Coleman fits in that group of players, and he was a rookie last year who was very raw, and I'm pretty sure, like I'm not positive, but I think he had a trouble with the playbook a little bit. Now that to me is pretty bullish for going at 107.
Yeah. I like Coleman a lot. He's the one Bills receiver that I will actually take sometimes when it makes sense on my team, even without Josh Allen, for every reason that you just said. Um, Kincaid, I don't really take him at all unless it's an Allen team, and it's just because like I'm not a Kincaid believer or anything, but I'm like, okay, like, before the Laportas of the world, like everybody always just thought it took tight ends a couple years to really, find their footing in the league and everything. And so like they liked him a lot, obviously coming out of college. He put on a little weight, I heard, this off season. So like, is there a world where like, what is this, year 3 now, coming into year 3? He just like takes that step and does become a really big part of their offense. And so I don't want to be totally out on that, but like I feel like the way to play it is on a Josh Allen team so that like okay, if that happens, then it's almost like double good because you also have him paired with Allen.
Yeah, I it is kind of weird that he never complained about an injury, but all of the Bills locker room afterwards said that there was a mild injury he was dealing with the whole year.
Mhm.
Um, and I sort of agree with Coolers, like pushing quarterback further when you have Bryce. I or when you have Lamar. I don't know. Like, I agree and disagree. I think that like the whole let's if you take Brock Bowers, you shouldn't take anybody till Theo Johnson argument kind of thing, right? Like, or you shouldn't take anybody till Zach Ertz. I think of the 80, like, I think if it makes sense and it's at ADP and you have the stack, you
Mhm.
should beat it. Like, don't you want to, like, isn't the goal to get your elite quarterback to week 17 no matter what? Like, so, like, pairing him with Drake May gives you a better chance to advance through the other weeks if you also like Drake May.
Mhm.
Like I think going 3 quarterbacks if you take a second by round 11 or something is probably bad. But I think to me, I just want to get whatever player I take that has a high capital. I want to get them there. Like a lot of my Brock
I
Bowers
agree
teams now,
100% with you.
yeah, a lot of my Brock Bowers teams, like, and I don't know if this is the right way to do it, but I'm taking like Colston Loveland or Tyler Warren with them.
Mhm.
Same with Trey McBride, or like a Tucker Craft. Like the week that they're bad, if they have a bad week, or let's say they just miss week 15 from injury, I
Mhm.
want the best chance to advance the extremely low owned player that is your stud to that round. And that goes for every position. That's kind of like the entire point of like building
Mhm.
and structure. And I know Coolers knows how to build. Like
Yeah, yeah. I
he
mean,
probably
and
knows how to
that's
build, but he knows how to build better than I do probably. But that's
that's
just
the
that's my
beauty of it,
opinion on it.
it's
Yeah,
just like, and I say it all the time. To me, that's what is so awesome, and maybe even want to get into streaming to begin with is like just the best ball community is, it's everybody has different ways that they like to build, but it's like everybody is friendly with it, right? It's like just because we
Yeah,
don't know, it's not solvable. We don't know what way is right, what way is wrong. Like me and my
yeah,
buddy Mark, he's the one I talk to the most on a daily basis, damn near about best ball, and we agree on some things, and we structurally have a lot of differences as well on stuff. And it's
yeah.
just fun. As far as me, I'm more with you. Like my sweet spot on my elite quarterbacks. I was talking earlier how I don't really take Baker or Nix this year, depending, of course, on what players that I have. Basically, like Fields, Purdy, Dak. That starting there at that tier all the way
Like,
down. Most of the time, I do like to try to be done by Bryce Young, Cam Ward,
like,
preferably above them. If I have like a Titan or I have a Carolina, or a couple times I've even done Rodgers with Metcalf, knowing that I have that as a backup plan and didn't have to reach for a QB2. But in general, I do
yeah,
like having the stronger one. Same thing with Brock, though. I will say that I'm kind of all over the place. It I won't necessarily reach, but if I hit that point in those middle rounds where I don't really like anything else and Kraft or Loveland or Warren is there, then sure, I'll do that. And if not, I'm okay pushing it to like
yeah,
somebody that stacks at the end of the draft.
yeah. So like, kind of like with what he's saying, like I prefer to have the other guy, but I also like I don't want to be out on any build style because we don't know what's going to win. You know, like that's why. I mean, it was probably too aggressive, but I took 4 RBs to start a draft the other day just because. Like I went, it was like Genty, Achan, Brees Hall, Hampton. And then I'm just like, okay,
Oh wow.
like
I,
that's
I
probably
put
too
stuff like
much.
this
Like that's too much. Like I understand, but like, what if Hampton Brees is what you need to get the other two to week 17? Like who else is going to have that? Like we don't know. And is it too much capital? And probably is. And am I going to do that again? Absolutely not. But like, uh, yeah, and yeah, it was definitely tougher to navigate. Like you have to be like, all right, I'm going like that team, as Cooler said, is tough to navigate. Really early on, I'm like, all right, this team is going to just be like a Colston Loveland K Otten team or something.
Mhm.
Like it's not going to be very good at tight end. Like it's just not. But
Yeah.
I think you want to sprinkle in like even if you prefer the late quarterback, like sprinkle in one like Lamar Bo Nix or Lamar Caleb Williams or something. Have one or two that aren't the same style you usually build with them. If you're gonna have a lot of elites, if you're only gonna have a few, maybe the way you leverage only having the few is doing it that way. For me, I'm going to be overweight Lamar and Jay Daniels and about 6% at Josh Allen. So like I'm going to build all the different styles. But if I was only going to have like 5%, are we doing another one?
Yeah, I was just about to say I saw it was at
Okay.
99%, and
Okay.
so I've decided I want to get one more in. You're
All
welcome
right.
to hang around and
Oh yeah,
draft
I
it.
I love hanging
When
around.
we're on the long end or something, I'll go back and
I
recap that last one real quick. But it
I
was at 99%, so I just jumped in it.
I heard you yawning the end of that draft, and I thought you were going to go to bed. Nope, you
I
are a
was
DJ.
debating on it. Uh, what is sleep, right? Like it's summer. I don't have to get up early for the kids to go to school. I didn't sleep that well last night, but I'm fine. I don't ever get that much sleep to begin with, anyways. What do you
Right.
want to do here? We got the 5 hole, my friend.
Uh,
Uh, we
we could
went
do that.
Lamb last time, I believe. You want to go Gibbs this time? Switch it up a
Sounds
little
good.
bit.
Yeah, sounds good. I think that I think if you don't flip the board, I think there's just a top five. I I think there's a
Hmm.
definite top five. Uh, I still think that flipping the board with anybody down to like even Genty is perfectly fine. Um, Maybe even Achan at this point, like for future contest, I think Achan would be fine because he's not going to ever get back to the other side of the board. Um, but
That is true.
like he might have got there in this contest at some point, So like when Puppy 3 comes out, if you really want to flip the board with him, you can. I do think that those top 5 are just slightly ahead of the rest. Um, Removing Saquon and putting CD there. I mean, I actually think it's
Exactly.
top.
I
I,
agree.
I think it's top 6 with Puka, but I also don't. I already have 15% Puka. I don't need 20% of a first round player. Like I just don't need that.
And that's
Uh,
why I don't really like flipping the first round guys. I hear you on your A-Chan thing, and that does make sense in like a puppy 3, but it's like Chase, Jefferson, Robinson, Gibbs, Puka, Lamb, now even CMC. There's so many guys in the first round that like I literally want as much as I can get, but you're not going to get a ton anyways because they're spread out all throughout the first. So it's like that's why I don't really like pulling any of the traditional first round guys up. But the
so
Achan thing makes sense because he won't ever be on that side of the board, and if it's at least it's not a first rounder you're pulling up. I think of him more as like an early second rounder.
yeah. All right. So we have Gibbs. So did you like the whole bringing up Chase Brown? Do you think that actually made sense?
Yeah,
I,
it
I
was fun to do. I guess I don't know if I necessarily want to
yeah, I
do it
don't want to do it
again.
again, but like I think
Go lad.
Lad or Bowers here is like the way.
Let's go lad. I have a lot more Bowers than I
What
do lad.
what did the chat think? Did the chat think that the bringing up Chase Brown with Lamar thing makes sense? I've been doing so. I did something yesterday. I put it in my Discord. I did the draft where I basically gave up my first round pick to get Derrick Henry, T Higgins. And I did it from the 9 hole, like from the 10, 11, or 12. I think you giving up 2 of those players is too much. But from the 9 hole, you usually won't get 2 of those awesome players, um, like down to Genty or
Hmm.
Achan or London. Really, like London, I think is arguable with T Higgins. Like I think you could make an argument that T Higgins is a better pick. I still like London more, but I think there's an argument there. But I think nobody is going to have Derrick Henry with T Higgins anywhere unless T Higgins
You're
happened
right
to
about
fall
that.
middle of the third, right?
Hmm.
And that means Derrick Henry also had to fall to the middle of the second. So it's going to be incredibly rare. Uh,
What do you like here from me? I really like Garrett Wilson when he's still there in the third. If he went, that's when I would think about the quarterback. Are you in on Garrett?
I'm fine with him. I have him rated right here as well. I tend to just decide to pull up the elites whenever it's a situation, but I'm fine with him.
He's my last guy. Like if and it's that's when I determined to do it is Adams and Garrett Wilson in that early
And
third round. Like I get Adams and Garrett Wilson as much as I can. And then once both of them are gone, that's when I'll start grabbing the elite quarterback
for
for me.
me, it's Chase Brown, Devontae Adams, and then George Kittle went in the middle of the third. Uh,
Wow. See, I'm not super in on Chase Brown, and that's one reason why I liked it the last draft because I was like, well, you know what? He is a guy that I'm not that in on. So at his ADP. So in a weird way, it kind of makes sense to like, okay, one of the few teams I have him on is this really unique thing that we did and built out just in a different, fun way.
with who?
Chase Brown. I was just saying that
Okay,
I'm
yeah.
generally not that in on him. I take very little of him in the third just because I really like those two receivers, and then if they're gone, that's when I like to start pulling up Lamar or Josh sometimes. And so in a weird
Yeah.
way, it just kind of made sense that like, okay, one of the few teams I have Chase Brown on, at least it's going to be totally different than all the other Chase Brown teams.
Dirty P with an epic comment there.
I'm the wrong person to ask about unique combos. At around 1,200 drafts in, everything sounds reasonable.
Uh,
That is true. Dirty P was our viewer appreciation
yeah.
last night. We drafted a nice BBM team. It turned out really nice. He had he gave me a bunch of his exposures in Discord, so we were able to put it together in a way that made sense, but also had some guys that he liked. What do you want to do here? You want to get Cook? You could
Uh,
do Metcalf or JMO. DJ
we
Moore's
have.
out there.
I like DJ or Cook. I like both of them quite a bit. Um, whichever one you want.
Hmm.
They're both
You know
good to me.
what? I just took DJ Moore a couple of nights ago. He's a guy that, like, I don't know, the camp stuff kind of worried me whenever the coach was on him and everything. But then I read something the other day about supposedly he's like open, to things being different. Let's just say that. And like, I don't know, at the end of the day, I'm sure he respects, Johnson as a play caller and stuff. So maybe they get it all worked out.
Well, so like
Johnson just had to come in and set the tone.
I've said this plenty of times, but like it never made sense to me that everyone's docking DJ Moore and not docking Luther Burden. Luther Burden had the exact same issues coming out of college. They were
Fair.
questioning all of his, is he like, does he really love football? Like is he trying? Like all of that stuff. Like all of that stuff came out from the coaches from there. And then that's another reason I think that they panicked on the clock and took Luther Burden, and it wasn't a that they went out and got him thing. Um, so like with all of those things together, like I just like I don't have a lot of DJ Moore, but I do think it's way more likely that DJ Moore is the guy than Luther Burden. But Luther Burden is incredibly cheap as well. So um,
We can go Ken Walker here or go down for more receivers. I like
I'm fine
Ridley.
with Walker. Like I'm fine with Walker. I'm fine with Ridley. I'm fine with Hunter. Hunter would be a nice upside as well. Like I think Walker makes sense though. I think RB2 here. Uh, so I kind of, is it weird that I like the wide receivers at 6'7" almost more than I like the ones like once Pickens and Devonta Smith and are gone. Like once it gets to like Waddle and the rest of them, I kind of like to get one of the RBs there with like Chuba, Mixon, Connor, like yeah, like even Connor all the way up there, Travion, uh,
Hmm.
like
So you're talking about the
Kamara, like
receivers in like the 60s and
and then like
70s?
yeah, and then those other receivers down there, it's like is
I mean, I
Jerry
like them
Judy
all.
like yeah, it's like Jerry Judy, Juwan Jennings sometimes, Addison, Chris Godwin. Then you get to the really good picks, which are like Golden, Diggs, Pearsall, who I think is still fine. And Matthew Golden, right? Like,
Hmm. No, I mean, that's fair. I like them all. Like, I really like a lot of the players in the fifth, sixth, and seventh round. To me, it's like receivers and running backs. I take a lot of them in that area because then once you get more into like the eighth and the ninth, especially with receiver, it just gets gross. Or
yeah,
not gross, but you know what I mean. It's like guys you're not excited at all to take, like the
right.
guys in the fifth, sixth, and seventh.
So on to what Leo said, I think Burden will be a slot guy, and he's the cheaper one. I think the slot guy is just going to be Loveland. Like, I don't. I feel like they're going to run him more like a slot guy. Uh,
As like a true slot.
yeah, I just get this
Okay.
feeling like,
We
yeah,
we
I
were
think,
talking about Saints before. We want
yeah,
to go ahead and take
yeah,
Olave.
it was fate. It was fate. Um,
Chuck as a third QB since we didn't get elite.
yeah, why not? And Burton could be the slot guy. I mean that is definitely a possibility. I just think that I think Ben Johnson's going to make sure that Colson Loveland gets used.
Oh no, for sure.
Like look at what he did with Sam Laporta off his rookie
I
year, right?
I
Like
was just about to say that.
and and they spent the 10th overall pick on him, and they didn't spend the entire clock debating it. You know, like they did
Yeah, I
when they
mean,
took Luther
you
Burden.
don't draft a tight end that high if you don't have big plans for that
Like,
tight end,
and
whatever the plans are.
maybe he's not the actual slot, but I could definitely like he can still block, but definitely think that he's going to motion out and sit in the slot quite often. Like I think that that will be something that happens pretty often for him, and that's just all a guess. Like I'm not sure. I That's just how I envision Ben Johnson running that offense.
I like a lot of
Any
these guys, Golden, Diggs,
We could do
either one
any
of
of
those
those,
two.
or we could go Pollard for the Week 17 bring back on Olave. I'm fine with all four of those
Mm,
options.
let's go Diggs.
Let's go Diggs again. It didn't work out to get Drake May last time. This time, maybe we get bold
Maybe
and
it
just pull him
does.
up.
Well, this one it makes a little more sense to pull them up if we
Yeah.
need to. Maybe at pick 100 right there or 101. Just because with the Lamar team, I'm more likely to push him to at least his ADP because okay, at the end of the day, if somebody takes him early before he gets back to us, whatever, we'll fall back on Bryce as a QB2 with Lamar. Whereas on this particular team, though, when we would be building him more as our QB1, but we got some nice options really coming up. I mean, all of them
Oh,
really.
yeah.
Herbert, I like Fields. Fields is
I
one
mean,
of my highest owned
yeah.
quarterbacks,
Feel. I mean,
26%.
if I had the amount of Garrett Wilson you had, I would have a bunch of field. Like I have like 12.5% fields,
Hey,
and
if you think I'm bad, you should see my boy Mark. I think my Wilson's only at like 15 or something, wasn't it? 15%. This I, I don't even want to know what Mark's is. That's his main flag plant this year is Fields
I
and Wilson. And if you think I'm not afraid to have some high percentages, sometimes he
I'm
can be worse than me.
I'm 11.2% fields, and the only reason that number's that low is because I have 4.4% Garrett Wilson. Like
You
I
need
don't
more.
I don't dislike I think Garrett Wilson's not a great pick, but I think if he's I think if it is a good pick, he's going to completely smash.
And I
I
lean closer to the smash than not. I mean, it's like you got to
Okay.
give them some credit for the college thing, right? I mean, they played together in college. It's not everything, and just Fields. Fields has always been the I'm gonna lock on, to my number one receiver. He's not that great at going through his progressions and everything, and it's like it just makes. Hold on, let's make this pick real quick.
I'm good with
Mason's
Higgins.
there.
Higgins would be like because
So
we
that's the
got
next name I was about to
or
recommend.
Mason. Actually, Mason would be fine as well. Either one, whichever one you want.
Let's go Higgins. I'm liking
Yeah.
this wide receiver room we're building out here.
Yeah, I mean we could be done at wide receiver.
We could definitely be done at wide receiver. We don't have
That's what I like about
a-
it. And
any overlapping bye weeks at all, especially not having any overlapping bye weeks. I say let's just be done with those six. Call it a day. Unless, the only way I take another one is if a guy we really like later
and
falls like a lot, not like 5 or 8, but like 15, 20 picks or something. Then I might consider it, but
then
probably just
quarterbacks like we just take either Fields or Caleb Williams or Drake May in the next round, right? Like we just take one of
yep.
those three, and then hope and pray that somebody falls to us in the next round.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I am I am Garrett. So in it
Oh, do
depends.
you see the 12 hole over there? He took Jaden and then took Unstacked Burrow at 60 and then
Hell yeah, and
also
then
took
took
Pat
Mahomes.
Mahomes.
Get your guys, stack them
Get
up with
your
each.
guys for sure. Sorry to interrupt you. I just saw
Yeah,
that and was like, wow.
I it depends. Yeah, so Dirty P, am I higher on Wilson or JSN? Underdog
You good with
Wilson.
Fields here since
Yep,
he's top
yep,
on the board?
absolutely. And on full PPR, JSN. Like I think it's pretty. I think that Wilson will be better for underdog, and JSN will be better in the full PPR. I have them pretty similarly, and I do think the Jets will have a better offense than the Seahawks. So that's my major, like, that's the other thing about it. Like, I have a hard time taking the Seahawks, just like JT does, but I'm trying to fit some of them in.
I take Walker. I don't like Walker. I mean, I don't not like Walker. I said that wrong. Sorry. I do take
Yeah,
Walker. I don't take. I'll take Cup if he falls a little bit. Like,
he's been
sure,
falling to like
whatever. And I need,
110 or so here and there. Have you
hmm
been noticing
but
that?
not a lot. I have,
Yeah,
and that's
I've been taking a little bit of them in the mid 100s.
for sure. Like, especially if I need a receiver right there. Yeah, okay, why
Yeah,
not? Like,
yeah. Coolers is
Darnold
right.
won't be incomplete with all of his passes.
uh,
Trapped
the,
in a super flex from the 112. Have been high on both and have cooled off. Undecided how much I want on either.
I,
I am definitely the Wilson over JSN all the time. Just trying to catch up a little bit here. What's
I,
up, Leo? Good to see you stopping by. Why draft a bear wide receiver when Bateman is there late?
yeah, with Wilson and JSN though, it's like, and Marvin Harrison, like, if those are my choices, that's where I'm just like, give me Lamar or Josh Allen now. Like, I've been I've been waiting for those two, like, for those players to drop in ADP. So like on drafters, which you would think Marvin Harrison to be going higher in, he falls to the 3-4 turn where I'm comfortable taking him. But middle of that round, I don't feel good about it. I would rather have the elite. Uh,
Drake May just went,
uh,
which is
I
fine.
think
We
we
can
just secure Justin Herbert, call it good.
do it now.
Yeah, I think we just. You've seen what some people are doing in this room.
Sure, let's go ahead and do it.
Like
It's just
like
hard to
we
do it
we
over
don't
Dak.
like the only other option we have is Nico, right, or to stack up Higgins. I personally would rather have the bring back of, because like that's the game stack, right? Like we have the Higgins with the lad.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I just
So
was
like
thinking that there was a decent chance we maybe could have got him to at least come to
it
125. I mean, that would
it's
have
fifty
been like,
fifty, but like I'm to the point that, like, if you push quarterback and get boxed out and you've already stacked all, like, we couldn't have stopped with just Fields and Shuck, right? Like,
no, 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 no. We
uh,
would have had to take somebody, but we could have took somebody
we could have took
unstacked, you
Stroud
know.
in the next round, but like, I personally have uh, Herbert way above. Like, I have Herbert above like the tier he's in. Like, I have him up where Dak
Okay,
is. Like, that's
okay.
me personally. I just
Herbert
I
is
think
a guy that I do probably need to get more of because I don't not like him, and I only have 3.5% of him. So I'm glad you talked me into it. I,
yeah,
I
and
like Herbert. I just like I'm traditionally like don't like reaching for my quarterbacks other than Lamar, who I reach for in every other
hit
draft.
hit
But
running back real quick. Do
we can
you want
go
to just
Spears
I
or
think I like Spears. I like Tootin.
I really want to hold off on the
Okay.
Jags until we
Yep.
see how things are going to shake out here in another week or two. But I like Spears.
Spears is also a bring back on Lave.
Yes.
Uh, but I think getting that third running back does matter. Uh, Somebody who should have a role.
Hmm.
I think I skipped over the Titans whenever I went over all the teams today.
On the Mike Clay projections you were doing.
Yeah, I missed them. The only team I missed. Uh, and I would remember doing it because Chig has 633 yards projected, which feels like a lot. Uh,
Leo, you was. talking about hopefully the speed is there for Higgins. I think he's going to be just fine. One interesting thing was, and I know like, combine numbers and stuff doesn't always translate over to like actual field of play and vice versa, but like his numbers were like insanely like almost identical to Nico. Like his size, his height, weight, speed is like almost identical to Nico. So I think he's going to be just fine, and he has the perfect dude to learn from in his room.
Are you talk Dominic asking a question? Is this a redraft league? Is it a dynasty? Like what is it a dynasty startup? Is it a single season redraft? What do
What's
you
up?
got?
Would you rather pick? Hold on, real quick. Let's make this pick, and then I'll pull this comment back up again, and we
Yeah,
can talk about it. 'Cause that's all we're on the clock. Duh, duh, duh. Ray Davis, or I wouldn't mind Tootin here now that it's a little
we
bit
could do
past his
that.
ADP. If you
Uh,
still want to do that, it's a 15 bring back to the
yeah,
Jets. You good with
Well,
that?
yeah.
Well, he also is week 8 though, and we do
Yeah,
already. Oh, well, we got him. We're
I
not
was
afraid
I
of
was
week
fine with
8.
either
That's
one.
not where the money is. I just
Um,
knew we had Gibbs and Walker already, but we'll have a couple more running backs, and
is it
the
is
money
it
is.
yeah. I was going to suggest somebody else who I think you would have liked as well. We might be able to get him coming back around.
Running back.
No, likely.
Isaiah Likely, yeah, I'm good with any Raven, pretty much.
I know. That's why I was.
Yeah, if he's still there, and and I like Warren too. The whole reason I was thinking about trying to push Herbert one more round was to 125, which this guy reached up for CJ at 123. So who knows? Maybe that would have been Herbert because he doesn't. Well, he had
That's
Mixon.
well. You got to remember what was going on in the. So the guy in the 12
The
hole also
12
took.
hole,
He
yeah, with
also took
multiple
McCarthy. So he's
quarterbacks.
got four quarterbacks.
Oh, I didn't see the McCarthy one.
Yeah. Uh, so I thought there was a good
So
chance other people would notice.
Likely is gone.
All right.
I don't
Hit
know here.
hit tight end.
We don't have any tight ends yet.
I think we just push it. Like maybe Algier. Do you like
Probably
Algier?
Algier or
Yeah.
Eckler, either one of those. Let's take Algier.
Let's take
Algier.
Algier.
I'm less on him.
I think we just do the old like 15, 16, 17 tight ends or whatever. Like
Yeah,
well,
sometimes you got to do it.
I think
Let's
we
see.
just
I didn't want to. Where was that one guy's question? Thanks for stopping by the way, Dominic. We appreciate it. What's up, fellas? Would you rather pick at 101 or at 106, 107? I'm a Giants fan, and I really want to grab Neighbors. He's gonna go nuclear. I have the 101 right now, but the 107 and 106 offered me a swap. Redraft home league, full 12-man, full PPR.
yeah. So he says it's also two wide receiver start, two running back.
Mm-hmm.
I, I I understand. Like, if you want your favorite player, like, yes, I'm assuming that you would just swap the draft position for the whole draft, kind of thing. Um, and you could almost guarantee to get neighbors at 106 or 107. Uh, but if you want to actually win the league, I would probably recommend like taking a running back in the first round and taking the 101. Uh, that's my opinion. I think you just whichever running back you like. I personally like Bijan, especially for
I was
redraft.
just about to say, go Bijan is full PPR.
Like
He's gonna catch
yeah,
passes and be running, and you're gonna get in a 12-man league, home
he's
league especially, you're gonna get 2 receivers that you'll be totally fine with in that 2-3
yeah,
turn.
like it depends on what you want. Like if you want to enjoy the league and it's your only league and it's not for like a whole bunch of money,
Or
it's just
or
bragging
that's
rights.
not a bad idea either,
Yeah,
take take Jamar
Yep.
Chase, get you 2 running backs in at
Yeah.
the 2-3 turn, and then you could probably get a
Or
boatload with Neighbors or a decent amount with Neighbors for
or
Jamar
Bijan.
Chase
Like
in a
you
trade
just I
afterwards.
would I would just take Bijan and then do that. Like so since you only start two wide receivers, they that
Let's make
devalues
this
the
pick real
yeah.
quick.
Uh Hunter Henry, he's the week 17 bring back on I think I mean
Um,
I like Bretton Strange a little more, but I think we just it's basically the same, right?
yeah,
And
let's go Henry.
we're
Henry will
taking
kinda give us a nice little floor because
yeah.
some of our other guys will be more like get lucky and hit a spike week with them type guys.
Yeah.
But,
I
I would actually if it with the trade thing, I would be more likely to go Chase, and the reason why is just because in general, I don't play in many of them anymore. I still play in 4 just outside of best ball, regular type leagues, and guys are always more willing to trade wide receivers than they are running backs, and so I just feel like if you take Bijan, then you're almost probably gonna want to be getting a running back. Whereas if you take Chase, then you can then trade him for Neighbors Plus, and then you probably got you 2 good running backs that you felt good about at the 2-3 turn still.
yeah. I
I
mean
don't know, that's probably how I would play it.
if you know you're going to trade Bijan, though, you can just draft as you don't have Bijan, and that's
That's
neighbors.
that's a
You
point.
know, like
That's true too.
it's all up to like what you want. But if you're absolutely definitely going to take neighbors, just trade back. Like if that's what you want to do. I personally think that keeping the
I like
101 and
Roshan here just because we have kind of we need one more running back we can hopefully count on during week 8, just
yeah,
to give us some more
yeah,
options. You good with that?
that's a good call. Yep. The player I would have recommended here is a pull up, so we can hopefully get him in the next round. I don't know if we helped any Dominic, but uh, like the best value is to take somebody there and then trade later.
You're gonna
Uh,
get a lot more for it doing
you're,
it that way versus
yeah,
just swapping the picks. I totally agree with that, and that's how I would play it too.
but
Plus, then you don't have to act
but
like you love Neighbors that much, right? You can just
like
like throw the filler out there, like, "Hey,
I,
like,
I'm gonna
interested
assume
in Chase? What would you give me with Neighbors for him?" Type deal, you know?
his home league friends knows that he's a New York Giants fan, and
Probably, but
if
you
he's
never know.
already talking about this, I'm gonna guess they know he wants neighbors, so he's probably just gonna get a bad deal if they're trying like you know how friends are in drafts so like yeah 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 okay like he says yeah they all know I love neighbors so like I mean you may get in a situation where you trade back and then the guy one pick in front of you knows that
Takes
you're going to
Neighbors.
overpay and then just takes him anyway, so like if you're just going to take him no matter what, like does it really matter if it's at 1 or at 107? Like you like I know how I would play that.
I'll do you one
And like
better, Dominique.
I would possibly just take neighbors right in front of you and then make you trade me. Uh,
Take either Chase or Bijan,
yeah.
and then come hang out in the Who Crew Discord if you're not in there already, and we can help you work out a massive trade. Tell us who all the neighbors drafter drafts, and we'll help you work something out. If you guys aren't a part of the Who Crew Discord, it's a fun place to hang out.
Here, I will send you the link in the private chat if you want to read because I can't. I might be able to. I think I'm a. Am
You
I a
should be able to
moderator?
share a screen. Oh, hold on. Let's make this pick real quick. We're on the clock.
Okay, yeah. Um,
Name a tight end. Quick, quick, quick.
Otten's fine.
Oh shit. Sorry, we got Pierce.
Hey,
We got a
hey, all
receiver we
good.
did not want.
That's who we needed. Yeah.
I didn't realize we were on the clock till there was about 6 seconds left
It
because we were
honestly went really
talking about the
fast. So
redraft stuff. I didn't think it got around to us that
the
quick.
guy I
Oops.
wanted, like, so we're actually just
Well, here,
fine. Like,
let's
we
not
just need
blow
two
this
more tight
one.
ends. We just need two more
Yeah.
tight ends here. I think you take Jawan Johnson uh, over the rest of them. What do you think?
Yeah.
Or like,
Yeah,
I was
because
hoping Taylor made it back.
that's who
Or
I was hoping made it back too, but he
yeah,
didn't. And I definitely didn't want Pierce.
yeah. Pierce was not the best pick for us, but who knows? Maybe that's what we need.
So then we are going to have the question though in round 18. If we have Olave and we have Johnson, are we okay just punting tight end with those two and adding Shuck as a third quarterback? Fields does tend to get hurt
I
sometimes. I mean, as much as I and my percentages like Fields, I don't know. For me, it would be let's see what's there, like let's see. Shuck probably will come back and like if like a Fryermuth or a Jatavion or even a Theo Johnson, if there's somebody that we really feel is worth taking as a
I
third
mean,
tight end,
you know how we just took Arroyo for the low own thing?
yeah,
Like, this could be an Aronde Getson share if we really wanted to do that again. I'm perfectly
that
fine
makes
taking
sense
Shuck
too.
as well, but we could just lean in that Herbert is the guy for this season. Uh,
I think the reason with this particular team why I would be more leaning towards the like let's just punt the tight end and go with Shuck is because of our quarterback room. Because yes, I think Herbert's an amazing quarterback, but I mean, let's face it, the games where they're up, like they're probably going to be very content just running the ball if they can get
yeah,
away with it. And then you add in the Fields factor of like, I think Fields is not going to be the most consistent guy in the world. I think he'll put up some really nice best ball scores that you'll like throughout the year. He does tend to get hurt sometimes. So I think this team could use a third quarterback over a random third tight end in the 18th round. And we do have two of his pass catchers, so it kind of makes sense.
yeah, and that's Dirty P's onto something there. It is. Why are we doing a regular draft? Do auction. You know, like auction is so much more fun. Uh,
Tyler Shuck, you okay with it?
yep, I'm perfectly fine with it. Like, it
I think
wraps
with
this
that
whole episode
particular
together.
room, it just made sense. We just went on the 10-minute Saints talk to start the night off. So
Yeah, full
we'll
circle.
recap the
You gotta
team
love
real
it.
quick. Finished with
Nope.
a 3-6-7-2. Fields, Herbert, and Shuck, Jamar Gibbs, Kenneth Walker, Spears, Tootin, Algier, and Roshan, Lad McConkey, Garrett Wilson, DJ Moore, Olave, Diggs, Higgins, and we even threw in Pierce just for kicks. Would have liked the team a lot better had I realized we were on the clock and we had that third tight end instead of Pierce, and then we still could have took Tyler Shuck in the 18th
Yep.
round. But sometimes that happens on
I mean,
stream.
we got a double stack with the Saints. We got the bring back on Tajay Spears. We got the bring back on the Fields as well. So
I
like
like the team a lot.
like it actually works out pretty well. And Alec
Who
Pierce is
knows?
going to be
Maybe
the reason
AR
we
will get in.
advance. Yeah.
Maybe AR will get in there, and if
Go
nothing else, at the end of the year in those three playoff games, he can get in there and throw some deep balls to Pierce for old
go
times'
go
sake.
back to the first team and recap that one, because I think I was in the middle of a rant or
Yes,
something.
yes, yes.
I
And then
was
I
I was in the
saw
middle
that
of yeah, I was in the middle of
I
something.
saw that the puppy was
Yeah.
99% full. That one we went 2-6-7-3. Lamar, Bryce Young. We pulled up the Brown and we went Brown, Caleb, Scatterboo, Rico, Marshawn Lloyd for the bring back, Ollie Gordon. Receiver room was Lamb, Tet, J-Mo because he fell to us. Then we took Diggs, Ibuka, Tillman, and Adam Thielen. Mark Andrews, Colston Loveland, and Arroyo. If I had to pick of the two, I like this one way better, but I think they're both live.
Yeah, I think they're both good. Like, I do. And the sprint draft was really good as well.
It
Um,
was. It was.
yeah, like you and I definitely have some disagreements on players, but like I think we build good teams. We
No,
build
I
mutually
do,
well.
and I enjoy talking with you. I
Yeah,
really do. You're probably one of my favorite guests to have on.
sweet. I appreciate
Definitely
it.
a ball knower.
I act like I'm a ball knower really
Nah,
well.
you know your stuff, man. I mean, as much as any of us, right? Like, and that's
Yeah,
I talk about it all the time. That's the beauty of it. Like, so here's a backstory on me. Before I got with my wife, like, I played sports growing up and stuff, but I was one of those people that like I always viewed the game like what they say, oh, he views the game like a coach or whatever. If you went back and asked any of my friends, they would tell you how like strategic I was, like even back in the like Madden days and stuff like that, planning and thinking things out like a coach. And I was actually going to get a degree and just get into the high school, coaching system, just basically, coach history or PE or whatever, and be a high school football coach. But those plans kind of changed when me and my wife got together because I know myself and my wife has a very, very demanding career that will make her way more money than a high school football coach ever will. And so probably at least. And so like I didn't want to continue that road once we got serious, once we were married and stuff, because I knew I wouldn't be the type of coach as competitive as I am that can just like leave the job there, like it's going to
yeah.
consume me like best ball does now, but I can do that and still do all my dad duties.
Oh yeah.
But
And that's my problem. Like I don't start new hobbies because a hobby becomes a life. Like it becomes a chunk of my life every time. Like I can't, no matter what it is, what I'm doing. Like whenever I start something, I let it consume me. That's just how I'm wired. I think
what
that's
is
how a
this
lot of best ball
for
bros are
difference
wired.
now?
Uh,
Mhm.
Nothing wrong with it as long as you're reasonable with it. Uh, but I don't know if we help Dominic. If you want, go ahead and if he would like to join the Discord, that's up to him. Like, uh,
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to kick you off
oh
like
no, it's
that,
all good.
sorry.
It's mostly for best ball right now, but I am starting to mix in some dynasty stuff. We're starting to talk about it a little more. A
Let
few
me
more
see if
dynasty
I
folks are
can I don't know if I can do it,
well. I
I've
linked
never
it in the private chat. You could copy it
Yeah,
from the
yeah,
private
yeah,
chat.
that's what I'm doing right now.
Okay, there you
There you
go.
go. Him or anybody else who wants to, that is the Who Crew Discord. I don't know, you might not have been listening to that stream, but I just told people the other day, I don't know if you noticed, I've been being a little more active in your
Yeah,
Discord. I'm trying to figure out where I fit or whatever. And it's like, at first, Discord was so overwhelming because I was in about five different ones or whatever. And X is where I try to be the most active. It's what I enjoy the most as far as Discord or X. And so then the other day I was like, well, you know what though? Let me pick one or two discords that I really just want to focus on just being active in that one from time to time. And the Who Crew is the one that I went with.
nice. Yeah, it's right now it's a small group, but it's a lot of people who love football. Lots of different opinions in there, but like it's a good group. Like I enjoy it, and I'm the same way. I
Didn't
only pick I only pick a couple of them to really be active in. So, but yeah, I
If I cut you off, I'm sorry, my man. I didn't even
nah
realize I did it.
nah
That's the
it's
thing
fine.
with us. We both can be really long-winded, I think, with some of our tangents that we get on. But I didn't mean to if I did.
Oh no, he meant whenever you flip screens and just disappeared me. That's
Okay,
what he
yeah,
was
that
talking
makes
about.
sense. I
That's
thought
what.
I had you
Yeah,
pulled up because we were on this screen before it started, I thought, and then I don't know what happened. I thought it would still be there, but it wasn't still there anymore. Let's see if we missed any important conversations or chats. They all know he loved Neighbors. That looks like it. I'm gonna go ahead and get off here though, guys. I need to get me some sleep. I didn't sleep that well last night. That's not y'all's problem. That's a me problem. What do you have going on, Who Hames, this week? You got any good guests coming on this week? Tell us about the rest of your week before we leave.
Well, so right now I don't have any guests lined up. I just haven't asked anybody. I'm probably gonna try to ask some people over the next couple days. Like I've basically been just kind of chilling the last, like, waiting until camp starts to really ramp it up, kind of thing.
Hmm.
Like a lot of us, right? I uh, I think this upcoming Sunday may end up being my blindfold draft. I'm
Oh,
not
I heard you
sure.
talking about it with PPR
Yeah,
Tyler.
because we hit my subscriber goal of 253. Uh, and for those of you who don't know, it's Hoohames as it is on the screen. I stream every day, every weekday from Monday to Thursday at 4 p.m. Central, and then Sunday nights somewhere between 6:45 and 7 p.m. Central. I go live as well. And but we hit that subscriber goal. Tyler and I are trying to figure out a time. I think that's going to work. Uh, he thinks it may work, but I'm waiting for an actual confirmation on it. It won't be a good draft, but it should be a good time.
What
Uh,
time Sunday are we looking at?
like if that happens, it'll be 7 p.m. Like 6:45, 7, probably 7 p.m.
You know
Sunday.
what? That'll be this weekend is a weekend that Mark's in town, and I'm sure we'll be right
Oh,
about the
nice,
time we're pouring us up the first cold drink of the night or something. So we'll have to
nice.
kick it on and watch it. That will be fun.
It
I made it easy for you guys though. If for some reason you're not already subscribed to Who Hames, just go down and look in the description. All of his stuff is down there. His X handle and his YouTube channel are in the description. But yes, it is a good follow.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I like coming here. I like doing these. And I was saying earlier on my stream that you and I had been talking about doing a weekly thing or something. We still need to iron that out, but like I'm fine with what, like, one night a week as long as I know it's on a X night. Like
Hmm.
also the best ball Jeopardy, like I have that coming up in a couple weeks. It's supposed to be next week, but we're getting pushed back 2 more weeks, I think. The
Who do
sixth
you take
now.
on in the next round?
It's going to be PPR Tyler, the same person who's the guest for the other
For
stream.
the
So,
blindfold.
like, I think him and I will have a good time on there. Uh, I think we're a pretty good match as well. Like, I think that there's things that he knows better, things that I know better. So
Hmm.
it should be interesting. Uh, but yeah, I appreciate it, and thanks everybody for coming out. And if you're not subscribed to JT, do it. He's absolutely putting in the work. He actually has videos. I'm still like, he's actually shown me how to do videos, and I've messed with it. I've just not locked anything in yet. Like I'm a procrastinator. Like once I start, I'm all in. But I have to start.
You talking about the cut up ones?
Yeah, the cap
Like
cut and like how
haircuts?
to do that. And I've messed with it some. I've made one or two, and then I realized that I had all the logos from broadcast on there, and I'm like, all
Yeah,
right,
yeah, you
I'm
just gotta
done
kind
for.
of pull it
I'm
out
done
a
for.
little more.
Yeah, I'm done for a week. Like no, I can't use any of this stuff, so I'm done for a week. I'll come back to it. But yeah,
Speaking of cut up videos, you guys be sure to tune in this Saturday and Sunday. You guys see him in my chat, and I know he's in Who Hames chat a lot. My friend Mark, with me streaming has kind of converted him to a full best ball bro, and he's coming in town this weekend. And I didn't want to not stream all weekend, so I told him, hey, basically you're coming on stream with me, and I'm making a special little intro video for him just for those 2 nights, kind of like I did for Neil. If y'all saw the fantasy football guy dressed a baseball team, I went and made a special little intro for him that night. But it's going to be a lot of fun. Those will be some fun nights of streaming. We will definitely probably have some cold drinks going, and who knows what will happen or what we'll get into. But I
Yeah.
think we'll end on that. Everybody have a good rest of your night. We'll see you in the chats tomorrow.
But the only thing in life that has meaning are the things you gotta work for, believe me.